It is, I want to say, the second day after the festival, after the primary day of this festival.
The festival?
The festival?
The overall festival starting to wind down. You guys are somewhat stumped, I think, as far as options to look at. Although, as I was talking with George, you guys have lots of leads that you guys have at least partially followed up on. And then either changed your mind, changed your theory, or forgotten about it.
We should go to the warehouse.
I should go to the vampire.
Yes, you did have a recent encounter with a vampire.
Yep.
Supposedly.
And then I talked to the leader of the Fun
I wouldn't do
Fellows.
that with
The Fun Fellows?
The Thieves Club. He asked us to go down and figure out why his spies are disappearing.
Yes, yeah.
So we know that there's bodies appearing in the river area.
Yep. He reported that there were some of the vagrants that work for them. A number of them have gone missing over the last couple of months, and eventually, quite a few of them have turned up with their throat slit, washed up on the riverbank.
Maybe it's chocolate ice.
Maybe. So maybe we did get permission to go to the
Yeah, I feel like we should go to the
warehouse. Yeah.
Figure out what happened to the goblin.
See if we can find.
Now, I do believe at this point I believe it's later in the afternoon because you were talking with different people at different points,
Yep.
or potentially even nighttime.
No.
I think Carter had just gotten out of jail. They had just gotten.
Okay, it was the following morning. You guys are retreat Carter from jail for wandering around without a good excuse on the streets.
Yeah.
So we'll say 10 a.m. in the morning. You guys are mostly fresh. What and where would you like to go?
Yeah. Warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay, which warehouse were you going to go to?
Warehouse number 4
Okay.
for the pronunciation.
It's really it's a warehouse that stores coffins.
The warehouse that the town watch was going to raid.
Yeah, that noble was quite nice.
Warehouse was
That was a business inside the town.
Andy,
Was it
that noble
warehouse?
was quite
No.
nice to you, like
Yeah.
suspiciously nice.
Well, I'm very charming. I mean, that's obviously being as high class as I am, it's that easy to speak to someone that high order. We're equals. Not even close, but.
It's me higher level.
Okay.
Higher class.
Oh yeah.
Are you all sticking together, or do people have alternative goals for today? I know.
Stick together.
Somebody got arrested for vagrancy. I know you followed the Magister, the head of the Merchant Guild, yesterday, and followed him back to his home. You talked to Tugan. You guys went to the library. You also went to the temple of Shalya, where you found that the high priest had died suddenly as well. Mm-hmm. And then you found that the judge who was presiding over the festival initially had come down sick with a strange illness that nobody's able to identify.
We did figure out that it's similar to the one that Tugan's brother died from.
Yes. In the library, the Temple of Verona, you managed to figure that out.
And he figured out that the secret word to get into Magarius' home is hello.
Yeah.
Yes. He had that useful bit of information. So, assuming all of you are heading to the warehouse, unless you speak up otherwise, you guys head to the warehouse district, southwest corner of the town, of the river, is where the warehouse is. Basically, the warehouses are numbered, starting with 1 at the southwestern side. They count up on the southern bank. They count back down on the northern bank. Fairly logical, straightforward. Given how the majority of the population can't read or write, they figured that's the simplest way. All they have to do is count. That's sometimes challenging too.
That's why they have numbers.
Yes. The Steinhager warehouse is a larger building. Looks to be in good condition. Has the Steinhager house symbol on it. There is a text coming in for some reason.
Should someone stay outside to keep watch in case of some unexpected thing coming?
Huber
Doesn't
Heights.
sing out like a song.
Huber Heights City Schools extended schools year for one more week.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yep,
need to make
you guys get to go back next week.
What?
You
No
make every
way.
class.
Yeah.
Well, we're done
No.
longer than you are.
Yeah.
I
We're
got
done
it
quicker than
earlier.
you are.
Wait, if they made that decision, what was your last day supposed to be?
Friday,
Tomorrow.
Thursday.
Friday.
Officially Friday. It's optional though.
If Huber Heights did it, don't be surprised if Beth
Yeah.
sends out an email tonight.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't look at the details.
Why?
I'm gonna be reading the book for another week. Literally,
maybe-
last 2 weeks I've done nothing in my classes.
Maybe it's so that you could actually break the pinatas.
I taught
That's tomorrow.
Oh my god. I'm just not.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen in Bethel because they started all their cleaning and shit and everything already, where they're cleaning out their lockers.
They already started
They
that.
turned in all
They already turned in their computers.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Why are you cleaning things?
I don't have anything.
They
Why are you
only
cleaning
asked
your
us.
bedroom?
That's what I thought. I thought you were joking immediately because you would have been doing other stuff too.
I wouldn't be doing anything else.
Yeah.
So.
So we do have.
So what was that actually
No.
about?
It's
No, we
just,
don't card.
just the general notification is, hey,
Oh,
school's over Thursday.
You really had
This
me
man
over.
has
You're like,
literally
this
been
is the-
role playing since he was a young teenager. He
I was really like, I don't care, but that is so.
But
dumb.
thankfully,
Yeah.
Andy jumped in to help, and then you helped too. So
I did it totally unintentionally. I was like, oh shit. Because
Yeah.
the school districts around here are so retarded, I thought they would pull something like that.
Because we're gonna teach you something in another week. for
yeah,
sure.
in that week with no computer or
Everyone-
books
No,
ready.
they'd be like, all right, we're gonna reinstate exams for the last week. Like, something like
Right.
that. That's a Wayne thing to do.
You gotta remember, all these same school districts also locked down for 2 years, too. So.
We're gonna reinstate exams in the new.
Okay. Anyways, the warehouse is, like I said, by the river. Fairly busy in the area. There's lots of barges and boats and so forth. At the door, there's a older guy, just sort of watching the stevedores unload and load boxes and so forth. He introduces himself as Anton Brugel. He is the warehouse foreman, effectively. Give me a perception.
Nope.
I saw a pretty butterfly.
That's a.
Everybody heads to the warehouse to look for clues and is heavily distracted.
That's a -7.
Oh, jeez.
One success with a double 20 with a 22.
Okay.
Should someone stay outside of the warehouse to keep watch?
I got 0 successes.
0 successes.
Mine's like 6 failures.
Okay. So the duelist and the wizard are off at warehouse 5. The other two are near there. You're distracted.
We haven't been able to determine our roles.
Okay.
I got that.
I don't think it needs.
Excuse me.
I make the right choice.
Yeah, I failed miserably. No, actually, I got a crit. I got a 33 perception, right?
Critical fail.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
So, 5 successes.
1 success crit.
Okay. You smell on the warehouseman the stench of alcohol.
That's normal.
He seems to be focused, but obviously drinks quite heavily. He seems annoyed when you guys come up asking for access to the warehouse, etc. He's far too busy with boxes and shipments and so forth. So, what are you guys planning to do?
Hey, I can get you. I'll give you the 5. I'll give you 5 silver to give us access of the.
We already have access.
I'm just gonna tell him that I have access to this building. That Lugan gave me, or Tugan gave me access to this building, and for him to stand in my way is just an offense to begin with.
Okay, give me a charm test.
You've done a lot of charm tests, Sandy.
I have.
You would think you would have some charm.
Oh my god. Oh man, I told you not to be so violent.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead.
Comes on, pisses on his shoes.
What'd you get?
Oh, I got like 6 failures, so I'm gonna fortune point this
okay.
right off the bat. Yeah. There we go.
That's
better.
better.
So that is a 1 success.
I told you.
1 success. Okay. Between you having an actual letter and your social class,
Yeah.
he looks at you sort of in a haze initially, and then it dawns on him what exactly you're saying and who you might be and so forth. He snaps much more to attention and says, "Oh, apology, sir. It's been a busy morning. Help yourself. Just watch out. The crates here can be a bit might dangerous."
Can you show me where the goblin was crushed in this building?
Well, yeah. I don't know about crushed in the building. I beat the goblin to death with my club.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Where'd you do that at? In the building or outside?
Well, yeah. He was in one of the back areas there. I came upon him at night and I smashed that critter with my club here. He holds up a what looks like a billy club.
Can I do a perception check to see if he's lying? Or a fellowship test or something to that effect?
It's fairly obvious he's lying and or exaggerating significantly.
He does have this breath of alcohol.
Not that you're aware of.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't know that.
That's right.
Feel free to show us where it is. I'd like to see
Okay.
where this
Yeah,
took
he
place.
takes you over there. Takes you over to one of the back areas. It's been cleaned up since it's been a few days. He said, right here, that's where the goblin got killed.
Do you know how he managed to access the building?
Wow, no, goblin, they're sneakies.
They're
They
sneaky.
crawl in through little windows, cracks. They're like rats.
Yeah. What?
How many legs did it have?
2, like any other goblin.
And there's our answer.
Anything specific about the goblin that you remember, other than it was a sneaky little guy? The way it looked, or
He jumped around a bunch.
How often do you get goblins in here? Is goblins a problem?
Oh no, most of them are scared of me.
yes, I absolutely see that.
While they're discussing this,
I keep a tight ship here. I keep careful watch on all these goods. This is Steinhager property, you know. We don't they don't let anybody take charge. That's why they hired me for my skill.
Hey Dad, while they're discussing this, I'm going to look around for any entrances, like sewer entrances, and
Sure.
like broken windows, anything
not a
like
bad
that.
Okay. Yeah, looking around there, the windows in the back aren't broken. They're in good condition. But up above, it's a 2-story building. The ground floor is pretty much sealed, except for the main bay doors in the front. There is a couple of wooden sections just sort of separating the storage area around. And then up on the second level, effectively, is windows that can swing open to let air in, if necessary. They're all currently closed. None of them are broken. There's also a large drain, a grate in the center of the warehouse, just on the floor, that would presumably lead down into the sewers. You can hear rushing water coming from down there.
Does the grate seem to be able to be opened by a small, like would I estimate that a small goblin, roughly the 3-legged goblin, could push the grate open and...
Give me a perception check, or if you have any other appropriate skills.
No.
Okay.
You said perception?
Mhm.
Oof. That would be 1 failure.
Okay. Doesn't look like the grate's been opened anytime recently. You do suspect something as small as a goblin might be able to squeeze through if it was pretty agile.
Okay. And so, is it possible to get a detailed map of the sewer system?
I already asked that. Nope.
I wouldn't know
We've
where
asked
to
that
get one of
question
them.
many times.
No, like,
Want the bag over here?
The closest detailed map you had is from him with his Map Making for Dummies book.
okay. Does someone want to follow me? Well, so the sewer grate, it's small, like really small.
Yeah,
right?
it's a metal grate, maybe this big. Has large holes in it. I mean, it's a grate, not a solid plate or anything. A small goblin with some contortionist skill might very well be able to squeeze through, but to your knowledge, it doesn't look like it's been disturbed anytime recently.
Is it a place that we could fit down if we remove the grate? Is the grate?
You don't think any of your group could fit through it?
Gotcha.
Okay, because you're all humans and fairly sizable. You might be able to get like your arm or a leg down it, but that's about it. Something small and agile like a goblin might be able to squeeze through, but looking down through it, I mean, you can see reflections off of water, and you can see sewer water flowing underneath it. And you're close to the river, so any opening there would be, it's not going to be far to get to the river.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to real quick go to the river. Try to stay as close to the warehouse as possible and look for an entrance into the sewers.
Okay, so you're heading off to do that.
What are they storing at the warehouse?
Alcohol, beer.
Down there.
Were they storing that a couple days ago?
Well, yeah, it's the Steinhagers. They do the brewing of the town.
I didn't know.
You enjoy Steinhager brew?
Yes,
I
it's
love
tastiest in town.
It is wonderful. So on the night that so you obviously were working then. Was anybody else working the night that the?
Oh nope,
goblin
solar
was-
operation.
Ah, gotcha. Able to handle things by yourself. I
Yep.
see.
I work nights. I work days.
You're all time. All right.
That's right.
So who came in and picked up the body? Took it with him.
Well, town guard.
Town guard did.
Yeah.
Player to player, it's just scam. This is a scam by Master Richter to get us out of money.
Evidence. We need more than just a piece of evidence.
What? I don't think the magister would have sent a goblin into the warehouse.
No, definitely not. He only had 2 legs. Honey, you said he jumped around a whole bunch. Did he say anything?
Well, yeah, goblins are quick little buggers.
Yeah. Did he say anything when you were beating him?
Ouch, I think. I don't know. He was talking in his language, so I didn't really understand. Sounded like ouch.
You?
Yep. If you enjoy the Stein, like the alcohol you find around the store, around this place,
Well,
seems
no, these are casks. They're for trade.
I want to
seems like you might be a little.
look around the warehouse and see if there is a big impression mark in the floor. I grant that the warehouses probably have a decent amount of impression marks, but like a big one.
Any kind of damage or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Give me again either a perception check or if you have any skills specific to what you're looking for, those would apply as well. Perception is sort of the catch-all, but I know there's lots of other skills that you might have a rationale why it would apply.
Yeah, overnight. I'm going to take the time to inform him of everything that's been going on. And,
Okay, fill him in on the
Let
background.
him know about why we're looking for a goblin.
He
and all
hands you a
that
couple
stuff.
of parchments with a
Yes.
detailed background.
With all the writings that I've done.
That's
so
right.
Obviously they're.
So a bunch of
My
I can just take a post-it notes.
You guys.
my outdoor
Because you
survival.
consume alcohol
Maybe.
and
No.
if you pass out,
that would be tracking outdoors. You're inside of a building. So just give me a perception roll. Like I said, if you have something that's specific, then I might give you a bonus because of this because of the specialized knowledge. Otherwise, we're just going with what you have.
Okay. What's the winds of magic in here?
Winds of magic haven't really changed. There's no significant magical influence here.
Okay. Can I do a bore magic to figure out the indent between indents I cast?
No.
No. Okay. My perception.
Are we to be drinking a lot of alcohol?
Are you supposed to be drinking a lot of alcohol?
The characters in general, are we meant to be like drinking a lot of alcohol?
Well, it's the dark ages.
It's
It's
safer
the
than water.
cleanest thing
Yes.
to drink.
Alcohol is a disinfectant. Therefore, drinking the alcohol is much safer than drinking the river water. Because if you ask for water, it's river water.
We've already seen the bodies. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fragranted.
-3.
-3. Okay, yeah. You don't
Give me a
see.
perception check. I can't do perception check.
Well, I can't
Perception
help that.
check.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for any sorts of damages.
Okay, so you're gonna help George out.
I'm terrible at
Sure.
perception, but it's worth a shot.
Sure.
Stop it, dude.
Yeah, I.
Oh,
Don't let him look your
What?
fingers with that.
what is that?
He's been throwing up last couple days.
2
It's a 6.
minus 2.
No,
Oh, it's a
it's a
6.
6, buddy.
Hey,
You rolled a -2 on a 100 die?
no,
6.
that's like 3 successes.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he was looking at it, I think it's 60.
I
I
thought
make
it
sure
was
he's got
60.
one that's a 10 and
Yes.
one that's a 0.
So yeah, you look around. You as a mage don't find anything of note. I mean, it looks like either they've cleaned up or there wasn't any significant damage. The only damage you find is approximately where he said he clubbed the goblin to death. There is one of the flagstones or one of the bricks on the ground. Looks like it's been broken or cracked, like something heavy landed on it.
I lean over to the cleric and tell him that very quietly and tell him to go pick up the brick.
It's part of the floor.
Flagstone.
Go pick up the floor.
I'm gonna go over there with my dagger and see if I can. Is it loose or
Yeah, it looks like the brick itself is cracked.
from a heavy crate falling onto
Or
it?
something
probably?
heavy landed on it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look up and
There's-
examine the
There's
rack.
there's crates stacked around here, 2 stories tall.
Is there like skylight up above or something like that?
No,
or-
no. The roof is a solid one. The lights are on the second level, surrounding the building. There's like windows that'll
Yeah,
swing open.
Yeah, the typical warehouse windows.
Right,
at the top.
but the roof itself is just a peaked roof.
Okay.
Can you show where we've discovered traces of like chaos and stuff inside the city? Can you like mark on the map?
No, that's the point. We have to figure that out.
You have a map. You're free to mark wherever you wish.
This is not a role playing game.
So
A
I think
video role playing game.
No, yeah,
I was
yeah.
I had to correct myself.
I don't auto update the map with where clues are. You are free to take the map and make whatever notes you wish, sticky or otherwise, and fill in whatever you wish. But any of those magical markers that show up on the video game, they represent the character actually making them. Therefore, the character gets to make them.
Dad,
Ooh, we can draw our own maps.
You could. He has a book on how to do it.
Exactly. We don't need to spend our money on that.
going back to my
That's a
sewer
waste of money.
Yes.
investigation.
Mhm.
So have we gone to the river?
You've got into the river. It's real close to you. You look around, a short distance up the coast to the northeast, or up the riverbank. You see a large sewer outlet. There's sludge from the sewer just pouring out into the river. Docks on either side with people loading and unloading stuff. It's about a 10-foot drop down off the bank, down to the riverbank, where it's like heavy stone, like large pebbles or whatever. If you understand what I'm getting at. They're not like big rocks, but they're not also small river rock. It's stones maybe this big sort of make up the bank. So it's dry enough to get down there, although it looks like it's littered with trash and debris. No sign of any bodies today.
So I have a question. It's gonna be a long shot.
Long shot. Okay.
So are parrots native to this land?
Parrots?
Yes.
No.
Do the birds that fly by have some form of communication?
Yes, they tweet like any other bird.
Okay. Okay.
Yell back.
Mainly the ones here are the white variety that fly over saying, mine, 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 all the time. Matter of fact, there's a couple dozen out on the river right now by the boats yelling that.
We can catch one.
Oddly, you see a fish in the water.
There's a yellow and gold fish jumping out of the water at you, waving one fin.
I'd like to ask him if he has heard of anyone down here in this area of the city being killed, found with their throats cut or anything like that.
Oh, no, that type of crime, we don't get that around here.
No,
Could I use
pretty
the
peaceful.
reference book?
Yeah, I've never had much problem. You know, Steinhagers are a fairly well-known name around here. Not many people want to mess with the Tugans.
Makes
We're gonna
sense.
bother
Have you ever met Tugan?
I've seen him a couple of times. Never really met him.
Did he try to eat you?
No.
That's a weird question.
That's
Today.
weird. Why would you ask Brady questions like that?
Y'all were talking about him being a vampire.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, you guys are welcome to look around. I gotta get back to work.
This damage to the floor here looks
Well, yeah, it is broken.
it seems to be something. I mean, that's flagstone. That's heavy duty.
It's a brick. It's like a cobblestone type
Oh,
thing.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's still heavy duty. Yes.
Yeah. So for that to break, I mean, that's not like your bludgeoning stick there that'd be breaking that.
Oh no, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. So what?
He kicks at it a little bit with his foot. That looks like that's been there for weeks.
Gotcha. I'd like to climb up on top of some of the boxes to get an aerial view of the area. Try to see.
I don't be doing that. Those aren't too stable. If you want to go upstairs, use the ladder.
Oh,
He
there's a ladder.
points over to a ladder that goes up to like a loft area.
I'll walk by. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He suggests don't climb on the crates.
All right.
They have a tendency to tip.
I bet they do. All right, so I'll go on upstairs and start looking around up there.
Okay, you poke around there.
Yep.
What did you want to do with that sewer, if anything? You want to hop down to the river and go into the sewer?
You know what? I'll wait for the group so I don't get lost.
Okay.
Or yeah, I'll just go back to the.
Keep an eye on it.
house. And on my way there, I'm gonna look around for any clues. Like a little investigation.
Okay.
Just looking around.
Okay.
So, again, another long shot. So with my overall knowledge and investigations, do I know that tendencies for goblins and how if they share other instincts with other animals, like small critters or whatever, like they share the similar instincts of like a rat or something, and they. Well,
Is he reaching?
yes.
No,
I'm trying my best. I don't have anything else.
I don't think you have any information along those lines.
Okay.
I mean, you're trying. I'll give you that.
Unless you have some skill that's relevant for it, like some lore skill or something like that.
I wish I did.
Then no, I mean you've never encountered a goblin.
We're in the Reichland, right?
Yes.
I have lore Reichland.
Mm-hmm.
Would that provide me access to potential knowledge of the frequency of goblins in the area?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a shot. Oh, buddy, a 1.
Yeah, he knows everything.
Oh,
He knows their
1.
name.
Matter of fact, you've been
So-
trained to fight goblins
I literally couldn't do any
because,
better.
well, especially as the Temple of Sigmar, you're very much interested and focused on goblins and the threat that they bring, the greenskins in general. Goblins are subservient to the orcs. The orcs in turn have ogres, trolls, etc. supporting them. They are a common threat in the forests of the Reichland, more notably in the south and western sections of the Reichland near the mountains.
Okay.
Okay, but they are a threat throughout anywhere. That it's a common threat for travelers and so forth, which is why most people generally don't travel, or if they do, it's by boat.
To travel, yes, but they don't typically infiltrate cities. Short of an actual attack on said city.
It's not unheard of, but yeah, it's pretty rare for them to infiltrate. Goblins and orcs are much more brute force,
right.
attack and kill rather than sneak in and be subtle.
As a species in Warhammer, do they have the full range of archetypes, or are they pretty simple one-note villains?
From all your training, all your background, a goblin's a goblin.
That's okay. So there aren't necessarily good goblins, and there aren't necessarily neutral goblins. They're all just stereotypical.
You've always been trained that any goblin is a dead goblin.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else you'd like to know about the Reichland?
Seems kind of.
I have it all, especially when it comes to goblins.
Now, keep in mind that's colored based on your perspective, your background,
Fair enough.
etc.
Fair
So,
enough.
Habits of goblins?
The habits of goblins?
When spooked.
When spooked, they it depends on the numbers they have. If it's just
One.
if you outnumber them, they run.
Okay.
I'm pretty.
If they outnumber you, they stab you a lot.
Hey, Dad, when I get
Until you
back,
get.
I'm gonna ask Dad a few questions because he knows a lot about goblins.
I know a lot about
He
it.
does.
Somehow, my peasant who has turned into a warrior priest through sheer purchasing of objects.
No, you
quite
demonstrated a willingness
Yeah.
to be the warrior priest. Therefore, they said you're nominated.
Yeah, here you
Go out there and fight.
You could die for the cause.
That's right.
Dad,
I have a question about
do you-
goblins.
Okay.
Sorry. You go first.
do you know if goblins would eat living animals such as seagulls, birds,
Want
tiny fishes that are still living?
assuming
Yeah, they'll eat.
the warehouse
they'll eat meat.
person
Because meat's back on the
leaves to
menu.
go do
Okay.
something.
He does.
Okay.
He's left you guys alone. You're free to,
There are
as long
no
as you're not
vegan-
disrupting work.
Like, straight
You
up,
guys are
like,
free to do whatever you
when
wish.
they're-
He's
Like
wandered off.
Golem style.
As long
No.
as I'm not being observed
like,
by any of the
a
other
goblin
people except
walks
for the
up
group.
to a living bird
The
and then
the
just takes a
the
giant
laborers
chunk
seem
out.
to
Golem
Like,
style.
could care less about you. They're not
I
paying
don't
any
think you got
attention
the
at all,
reference.
unless you
No, I
do
know.
something specifically flashy. They're not caring one way or
I was
another.
wanting to try to
Hobbit
summon
and Lord of the
Yeah.
a small
He
rat or
literally
whatever,
grabs a fish and just bites into a live fish in the show.
and try to figure out
He's just
where
saying-
it would
never
try
mind.
to escape to.
But yeah.
Okay, so
don't
you're
do
gonna go conceal yourself and then summon a animal.
Yes.
Okay, you can
I
do
say
that.
war elephant.
Okay,
It has to be a small animal, like
A very
spider.
small war elephant.
yeah, a mini war elephant. Okay, so you go back around the back where they're not currently working or anything, and give me a spell cast.
Okay.
Let's see how many flames show up.
So it's from the book, so it's
Yeah.
Are you going to channel or just cast straight?
Dad, what was your question?
just gonna cast it straight.
How good
Okay.
are they squished? How often are they mutated?
Failed by 0, so that did not go off.
Correct.
Yep.
Maybe a better question would
try
be
again,
how
I guess.
easily can
Okay.
they fall to chaos?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a question.
Okay, passed by 2, so I cast it.
Okay.
Which one
The rest of you, give me a perception check.
I certainly pass.
Oh, I got a 3.
Another 22 with 1 success, so
Okay.
crit.
6 success levels and an automatic crit.
Okay. If the two of you care, you see his character head over into the back corner, in a dark area where the workers aren't, starts mumbling words of magic or something.
That was a waste of a crit.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up quietly and slowly and
Startle him.
And a portal opens up.
Yes! You fumble and you summon a demon.
Okay. Now, for a sidebar, real quick, Carter. For your frame of reference, where I'm getting at here is magic in the Empire is highly regulated, and if you are not licensed, highly illegal.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I was like -3 successes. I didn't know.
I'm just making sure you're aware of the content
Yeah.
here.
Even if you
I'm
do
just
have a
gonna, like-
license, it can be commonly mistaken as witchcraft also.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just
So-
gonna ready
Where's his
my
badge?
And we have an understanding that if
Yeah.
I see him start corrupting, I'm going to smash his skull in. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing
and
with
Sean will let me do that.
I'll clean up the
I'm not going to stop you guys from whatever. So, anyways, you're going to go over there and get your sickle ready
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
in case he kills you?
Wait.
Yes.
Okay.
In case he accidentally
Did you
summons
say
like a
I
dire
also
bear.
saw it?
Yes.
I'm going to tell Dad. He's conjuring something. I don't know what, but he's doing something.
Okay, so you go over into the back corner. William follows you over there, gets his sickle. Ben, in the middle of the warehouse, starts calling out. He's casting something.
No, I was telling, whispering.
You guys are in the middle of the place, and there's workers all around you.
No, small talk.
This is part where role playing comes
That's
in.
where
You
the
go,
role playing comes
you lean
in.
over
Whisper.
And you whisper it, and you don't scream it at me when I'm 2 feet away from you.
Right. I'm going based on how you're acting your character. Okay.
I get this is your first day,
Yes.
but these are just
Quite
simple role playing.
conspicuous.
Yes, it's becoming more and more conspicuous as we go.
I think we got
Anyways.
a problem.
You're over in the corner. After a few seconds, you hear a little bit of a squeaking sound, and you see a rat stick his head up out through the grate.
Okay.
You're actually really lucky I don't see this happen. I would not
Sticks,
be okay
sticks
with
his
it.
head out, looks around at all the workers, and then waits for its opportunity, and then scurries over by the crates
Okay.
and runs up to you.
Okay. Next, I would like to cast Animal Friend to make it my friend.
Okay.
Do you have a spell list?
You couldn't
Yes.
make a rat your apprentice?
It's only cool until it really fails.
That's why I tried looking for other clues first. I'm going to use a fortune point because it's a 96.
Oh shit!
The rat runs up to you and bursts into flame.
Hit you in the throat, and you plague out.
Okay, I succeeded by 4.
Okay. It runs up, nibbles and sniffs at your foot a little bit, and then looks up at you.
Okay. So, with Animal Friend, I can it regards me as a friend. So, I'm trying to think how to do this, but
Meanwhile, William is standing there with his sickle ready in case the rat goes crazy.
I'm more worried about him.
Oh, okay.
You're scarier than the rats.
I wanted to I'll
That's how you roll.
I guess
Rat
guess,
rolls over on your foot,
yes.
lays on its back next to you, sort of snuggles your ankle.
I guess ask it to I'll probably lead it to where the flagstone was, where it got smashed or whatever.
Okay, you walk over by the flagstone. It scampers across the ground trying to keep up with its new friend.
And then try to spook it, like from how
Like Kirkwood.
it's Warhammer. Deal with it.
Give me
A trusted friend behind me pulls out his sickle, ready to kill me.
give me an intimidation roll.
Come here, little friend. Oh
What are you trying to accomplish?
Success by 2.
Okay. Yeah, you walk across the room into the middle of all the guys. The rat goes bouncing along with you. As it runs up to you, you turn around and go, rah! It says, oh! It stands up, looks at you. Its eyes get wide. Its ears flop back. And then it scurries off and runs back down the drain.
Okay. Was it the same drain that we suspected the goblin could come through?
Yeah, there's only one drain in the warehouse. It's just the main one.
You did all of that for that?
Yes, there's a drain here.
After a moment or two, you see the rat's head pop back up, looks back at you.
It worked, I guess.
So are you checking to see if it would have a different escape route or something?
Yes, that's what I was
okay.
thinking.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I get your intention there, but damn, dude.
So
I didn't crit fail, so that was a good thing.
is there anything in the hospitals tonight?
There is like grains and straw and other supplies, lighter weight things. Doesn't seem to be anything else of note up here.
Nothing like they
No dead goblins or anything like that.
unlocked windows or.
So the
Most of the windows aren't locked. They're latched, but several of them aren't even latched. They're just closed. Near the back, you find it looks like somebody has taken several of the sacks of grain and sort of laid them out as a bed.
Are there any bottles around? it?
There's several empty beer bottles.
This spell will last for 5 hours.
Okay.
Red's gonna keep following you around for 5 hours.
The rat catcher's probably going to come along and catch it.
So I'm gonna go
Have it
back.
bite Thad and give him a disease so he dies. Well, that's how we can test whether or not it's coming from the rats from that that judge.
Yeah.
It could just be from the rats.
I'm gonna make sure everybody has concluded their searching in here before I go do my next.
What's your next thing?
I'm gonna go try to get some additional information out of Anton,
The guard.
the guard. Anton Bugler.
I wonder if he's scared of rats.
I wonder if he's scared of his boss finding out he's sleeping.
Anton
upstairs.
Bruegel.
Yeah.
How about his boss drinking his alcohol that he's supposed to be selling?
I'll let the rat be with me if it's.
He's not supposed to sell.
Oh, it's with you.
It's a warehouse,
Yeah,
buddy.
it runs back over and like runs around your feet.
Yep, I'll figure out something to do in these next 5 hours to do with the rat that's semi-productive. I sure hope I do.
So you guys done search around in here?
I'm gonna leave and go to the Thieves Guild bar.
Okay.
Every time you separate from us, you go to jail.
Yeah.
We barely know this guy. We barely know him.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'll go
Well,
I know.
the good news is you're not ready to murder him yet.
Yeah.
He said you said you're gonna go with him.
I mean, you did
Yeah.
pull my dagger out when I whispered. You pulled your dagger when I whispered.
Okay, so the two of you are gonna the two of you leave. The other four of you are still here. He has a pet rat.
Going with me.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Why? It's happening again. Why is the
Can
brain
I-
damage one going with it?
Am I allowed to tell him not to go with me?
You're allowed to do whatever you
Yeah,
I
want,
don't need.
just like he's allowed to ignore you.
I need you not to go with me. I have my own separate plans.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
I will continue with the group.
And then I'll keep
Okay.
going my way.
So
Bad. This is our new accomplice in crime. His name is Remy.
Anyone can cook.
yeah, I'm going to.
filthy creature, you need to get rid of it.
I'm gonna pull Anton.
Are you planning on eating that later?
Okay, yeah.
And so
Rat's good stew.
I took your advice
Looks
and
fresh.
took the ladder upstairs, and there's obvious evidence that you're not working on the job. You're sleeping on the job or drinking on the job.
Well, I gotta sleep sometime.
You do, but you don't need to be drunk while you're here. And there are
Well, I'm
bottles
not
all
drunk.
around.
I'm not drunk.
Huh.
I might have a bit of a drink on occasion, but I'm off duty part of the day.
Well, if you're off duty, you're not living here. So
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you live here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't.
That's servitude.
I'm so I get confused.
I mean, not all of us can be as fancy hoity-toity as you, sir,
Right.
but
I mean,
Watch your mouth, peasant.
yeah, hoity-toity.
I gotta live somewhere. Steinhauer's let me stay here.
Okay, so are you completely sure that it was a goblin that you beat to death?
It was definitely a goblin.
Definitely a goblin. And you're definitely sure you beat it to death?
Absolutely. Give me a. Was there a detect lie or?
That's perception. The tech lies and stuff like that. It's an advanced skill.
Gamble.
Okay.
It's perception in this case, or
Intuition?
maybe.
I would say
tackle.
Intuition. I'm good with
Oh
that.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
All of us that are present.
Sure.
That is one success.
Okay.
Failed by 0.
Okay.
One success, crit.
Okay. And give me a intimidate.
Oh, okay.
Why gotta be so violent?
Warhammer.
I'm gonna use my other fortune point. So
Okay.
I have two.
Okay.
Yeah. Because a 99
fortune
is
points.
not what
That-
I
that-
want.
that-
Well, right,
not
that's
good.
maximum.
Man,
He says, "How dare you talk to me like that?"
Yeah,
Punch.
that's one success as well.
Okay. He stammers for a bit, continuing to claim that he beat the goblin to death. And as you guys frown at him and everything, he says, "Fine, a crate landed on the thing."
A crate landed on it. So
Yeah.
So why are you so hesitant about saying that? Like,
Well,
you're
because I wanna-
responsible for the crate, or you want to be famous?
No, I'm responsible for this place. I need the Steinhaugers to think I'm a good watchman.
Okay.
It's my livelihood.
Well,
What color is the
more
blood?
than.
What's what?
What was the color of the blood?
I don't know. It was dark. Dark blood.
What color is usually goblins' bad?
What color is the goblin blood?
Messy? You don't really know. You've never seen a
Man,
goblin blood.
we're
What type of
You- you've heard-
what type of goblin
you've heard-
specialist are you?
You've heard many conflicting stories, so feel free to make up whatever you wish.
It's green.
There you go.
Okay.
Wasn't a goblin.
We'll gladly keep your secret. For
Wasn't
you.
a goblin.
Wasn't the
We don't
goblin.
want to. I don't want you to lose your job either. But any time that I return and ask you questions, I expect the truth, and I don't want to have to pull it from you. So I will keep your your secret. So because I want you to keep your job, because I believe you are good at your job. So I will.
Didn't you just accuse him of being bad at his
I
job?
did.
I believe you're good, but I believe you're terrible.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Great argument.
But I.
Okay.
But if another goblin should arrive, I expect you to send a message to me after you've bludgeoned it to death.
Okay.
Okay.
Not just
I-
straight dead.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure. You won't have no trouble from me anymore.
All right. Well, your bed looks very nice. Ali, did you tell us about your adventure?
Has there been other reports
So,
of goblins?
When I went into the
None that you guys have ever heard of.
I found a grate. I went down to the coast by the river
So we
to
had
find a
two
sewer,
goblins.
and I did. And
The
I was gonna wait
circus
for you
people
guys
left,
and
right?
see if we want to investigate.
They haven't
that.
left
See if
the
the sewers have been
Zootopia.
found and
Yeah, they've already left. They
interesting,
packed
like
up and
maybe
left.
lead.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. So we want to. So he found an entrance into the sewers. You guys want to work back towards the main city through the sewer in this new area?
I found an entrance to the sewer here.
This isn't the same sewer that we came out of after we found
No.
Gurnison.
Gurnison? No.
Okay. 'Cause I know that we came out near the boat harbor.
You came out on the river, but
Yeah.
that's where the sewer always empties out.
Right.
Or do we want to go to the pit and investigate that whole disaster?
Well, I investigated the people, but without spending the night there, and I wasn't willing to do that by myself.
Oh.
Because that's how people get their throats slit.
We get to hire.
Well, but that's also how you attract them.
You're right, but if I'm by myself and my throat is slit, then there's no one to avenge me.
Hey, why don't we get another rat catcher to help
I
us?
don't see an issue with this.
Well, he's got a hooded lantern,
I do.
so we've
And
got
a rat.
light, so we should be all right there.
The rat can lead the way.
You're right, absolutely. As long as you can communicate with said rat.
These two nobles that got killed.
I checked. There isn't a
rock.
spell for that.
I
That's the thing. I would have totally taken the spell because then I had the three. Summon creature.
They the
Make a
tattoo of
creature
the purple
friend.
hand.
Speak to creature.
So seeing how it's morning, we could follow that back, and then
We've seen no symbols.
go back to the pit at
purple
night.
hand symbol
We'll have to
anywhere.
stay out of
Correct.
sight of the guards because there's a curfew.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out of curfew in the pit.
I'm sure there is, but if the guards tell you to leave and you don't, you end up like our sailor friend and end up in jail.
Well, yes, but we're a higher stature. Obviously, he'll be able to tell
And
that we are important.
it wouldn't matter.
Some of us are.
But yeah, if we can, I'd like to go back there at night, but just not by myself. And I'd like to see if this leads back to the same area or if someplace else in the city. 'Cause
Well,
I
yes,
feel like-
but we're gonna get lost in the sewers.
No. You draw
Yes.
amazing maps.
Oh god.
Drew the map from where we started and got to the actual thing. That has no correlation to where we're
So
going.
now you
in.
draw a new map from where we start.
Well, then how am I going to compare the two maps?
Well, we've got the map from the above, and you can see on where you start drawing where we go in at,
Okay.
Just
and the
trace
directions that we go. With
Somebody
your
might
map.
be overestimating your map making skills.
Like he's got a book and
I
everything.
got a
like,
book.
I'm
I'm sure every
It
single
cost me
person
like
is
$5 gold to buy that book.
Okay.
And I bought the book.
Okay. So, meanwhile, you head over to the Cross Pikes. You get there early afternoon after this whole warehouse escapade. The place is just starting to open up. Rain and Rain are sitting out on the porch watching passerbys. There's quite a few people on the street and so forth. What exactly are you looking to do?
I'm gonna walk up to Rain and
Which one?
just either one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like,
Hey, look, Rain. Yeah, it's that sailor dude, Rain.
I was wondering if I could talk to your guys' boss.
Our guys' boss?
Your guys' boss.
You can talk to whoever you want. I don't know whether he wants to listen. Yeah, I don't know if he wants to listen, Rain.
Well, I have some really important news to talk about with him.
Okay.
Selling us out.
Do all I gotta do is walk in and ask for him?
Probably order a drink.
All right, I'll go inside.
Okay. You see Franz over at the bar.
I'll go sit down.
He's tending bar just like he was last time.
How's it going today?
Okay. You guys are sure getting around town.
I'm kind of done correlating with them. I was looking for maybe a new group to be around.
You're looking for a new group?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering if by any chance I could join the guild.
What guild would that be?
I have learned from some outliers. We probably shouldn't talk about it out here in public. If you have a back room, that'd probably be best.
He looks around. Next to him is like this old guy. Looks like he's in his 40s or 50s. Long beard. Just sort of sitting there staring into a beer. There's a couple of watchmen on the far side of the room having some lunch. He says, what exactly you got to talk about here?
Joining a group that I've heard takes place here.
Like a card game?
We can play a card game.
Okay. I guess you want to come back tonight. We had gambling.
I don't know. My group might be coming here tonight.
Well, tell them to bring their money then.
I don't really want to hang out with my group anymore.
Okay.
I think I'm dumb.
I hate to break it to you, but I'm not sure they're wrong.
I have information you might want, sir.
What information would that be?
Some pretty valuable information, but
Okay. He slides a beer over to you. What sort of information you got?
so they
Go ahead, man. What are we gonna do?
you know what? It's Warhammer. I can be the bad guy, right?
He's selling us out.
Everybody else is.
You know what? So
He befriends rats and then scares them.
I'm looking to join the Thieves Guild.
I don't know what you're talking about with this Thieves Guild nonsense, but sure.
So basically,
Let's say there's a Thieves Guild and you want to join it. I'm not sure why you come here, but
because my group of friends, right? The ones who are always walking around with me. See that ring on your finger that they gave you? That's what they using to track you. They gave it to you.
You saying they got a hex on this ring?
They put a bag on your head. You put bags on their heads. You put bags on their heads so they couldn't see you. But they put in the rings on so they know who you are, so they can track you.
Well, yeah.
They're gonna sell you out.
To who?
The guards. They're gonna.
Those guards?
They're gonna
I saw his face before. He took the bags off our heads and spoke to us.
yeah, but they're gonna sell you out.
I'm sorry. For what are they going to sell us out for?
They're gonna sell you out because they think you're the Thieves Guild.
Okay. So they gave me this jeweled ring.
Yeah. No, they gave you. They gave you the jeweled ring because they felt like it, and I guess like they're using it to track you somehow. It's a confusing system, but
So how are they tracking me with this ring? You lost me there.
every time they see you with the ring on, and they know it's you. But they told me
He moves the beer away from you. I think you might have had a few too many already today, sir.
just
I understand that. I think what you're telling me is they're going to sell me out because every time they see me, and I have the ring, they recognize it's me.
you drop them.
He takes off the ring. It could be the same person.
So what you're telling me is I need to take this ring off.
Yes.
and they're able to track this ring.
They can't. Every time they see it, they be coming here every night to come look at you to see and track the Thieves Guild.
That old guy next to him looks up, gives you this blank stare. That's some bullshit. Turns back to the beer.
That is the funniest shit.
Listen, they told me about how they bashed down your favorite door. They walked through the back. You dropped them in a hole, and then you put bags over their head, threw them out, and then you said that you were going to track
Did we
them.
tell him about this?
Yes, he said he filled me in.
I filled him out on what was going on.
Why are you filling out every stranger?
Not every stranger.
And
Just the one that he's known for a day.
I say you guys are highly respected, and I wouldn't let that type of stuff
Okay,
happen if I
so
were you.
let me ask you some other questions. You got any useful skills?
I do.
Something that, say there were this Thieves Guild you're talking about, might be able to put to use?
I can mimic anybody. I can mimic their accent.
Can you mimic that duelist?
I could mimic that duelist if you wanted me to.
Could you acquire his sword?
I could try to, mister.
Tell you what, you come back here before nightfall tomorrow. You bring his sword and not the duelist.
Sounds good, sir.
Okay?
I reach out my hand for a handshake.
If you don't, we'll find you.
All right, sounds like a deal, sir.
Okay.
I reach out my hand for a
He
handshake.
doesn't take it.
Okay. You have a great day.
Okay?
I put a copper coin on the table.
Okay. The old man next to him scoops up the copper coin.
Maybe listen to that. I should be paid.
It's Warhammer. I'm just trying to have fun with it. I'm just trying to have
I've known
fun
him over
with it.
30 years, man. And that's the first time I've ever stated anything like that. That is the best.
I'm just trying to have fun with it.
That's fine.
You said we could be the bad guys.
You are free to do whatever you wish with your character.
And then I'll go back to the warehouse and try and find them.
Okay, so you're going to head back. Meanwhile, the rest of you are going
I'm gonna kill a
where?
janitor, aren't
Do you
I?
want to go to
We-
the
You
sewer?
have no idea.
Are we gonna do the sewer then?
You're going to go into the sewer, you're going to go to the pit, or you're going to somewhere else?
Because it's early. I mean, it's probably noon now.
Yeah,
You know
a
what
little
I'm
bit
saying?
before
So,
noon.
yeah.
What do you
Should
wanna
we
do?
get our friends Franz, the rat catcher, not Franz, one of the other jail? Or they're the same person? Or do we want to get
Or
Franz,
maybe
the
the
rat
old
catcher, to
person
help
is
us
actually fine for
so we don't get lost?
I mean, really, how lost can we get?
Quite lost.
Well, let's see. The first time we went down there, we got so lost we found a chaos temple.
Well, maybe if we've got Franz, we won't find another one. But if we don't have him, then we'll probably find another one. I mean, it just makes sense.
That's a fair point. We need to find him.
Okay.
I mean, if there's more, they're moving
Technically,
us
we
around.
found them with
I would
frogs,
like
but-
to point out that somebody did recently mention alligators.
Yeah. Whatever.
Wait, what?
That's all. That's a
Good job,
lifestyle.
Curry, though. Nice
I
job.
missed that. When
Yeah.
did they mention alligators?
Oh yeah, it was mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's alligators in this.
And Skaven.
possibly Skaven. Yep.
Oh,
What's a
God,
Skaven?
You referred to it as Skaven.
He knows. He knows all about the goblins.
They're hairy goblins.
Rats of unusual size. I'm cool with going into the thing. If you want to give.
Meanwhile,
Franz,
your
we can
rat
wait.
climbs into your backpack.
Yeah, I mean,
Makes you a sense of
I mean, what do we need a rat catcher for when you have a rat? And besides, if he saw that
I
you were
don't have any
defending
food
rats,
in my bag.
Okay.
Okay, the book's going to be not going to be in the bag, or any of the books.
You're going to carry these around in your hands?
We should go back to the tavern so I can drop off my book so they don't get wet.
That's your.
okay, well, we mark on the map where the
That's probably a good idea.
Where this-
'cause I have books too.
this hole is.
We've never once mentioned that, but yeah.
Where's the hole?
and papers that you don't
Yeah.
want to leave. But yeah, let's go back. We'll go back to the tavern because I want to
Is
see
there a
if
wax sack we can buy?
Where's
Sure.
the hole?
It's not completely waterproof, but it's at least water resistant.
All right. Do you want to get a couple of wax sacks to?
That's
Yes.
fine. I can't afford it though.
How much is it?
I'm just kidding.
2 brass apiece.
Yeah, I'll buy you one.
Like I said, it's not completely waterproof, but it at least will prevent it from getting completely soaked if it gets dunked in water.
Seriously, you
Yeah,
guys.
I'll buy you one. I'll take one myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big are they?
Regular sack size, they've just been waxed.
Okay, so they can fit my Grimmark.
Sure.
Okay.
And the rat.
Seriously,
The
you
rat's
guys.
not going in now.
Okay.
Exactly.
It sits there chewing on a piece of parchment.
Guys' fault for telling a stranger everything that you've done.
When we
You might not have food, but everything is food to rats.
Yes, I know that.
So we're going back to the tavern or to the
The Wandering Griffin.
He can
Wandering
chew on the
as well?
steel. That's fine.
Okay. So then I'd like to talk to the owner and see if anybody from Tugan's family has contacted them, if there's, or if I have to pay for another night.
You don't have to pay for it. I could.
No, nobody from Tugan's family has contacted them about paying for a room.
No, about I was gonna get them a deal on their brewery.
Oh,
I
no.
had spoke to Togi and
No.
he said it was interesting. so
There
I was
has
hoping
been
that he had-
no results as far as that.
Gotcha.
I would wait till later in the day. On the
You do have a official looking notice from with a symbol of the Merchants Guild on it, though.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, I will open that up and
War priest wanted
Okay.
for a conspiracy.
The tavern keeper peers over your shoulder trying to get a sense of what it is. Says, "Don't see very many of those."
yes, I'm making leeways into all sorts in the city. Gentlemen, why don't you take a look at this and tell me what you think?
Sure,
Okay.
I'll read it.
It is a note from Friedrich Magirius, Guildmaster of the Merchants Guild, asking for a visit from you regarding recent inquiries and activities that you have been undertaking.
You're wanted.
That's the Magirius whose secret word is hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are asked to report to the Merchants Guild Hall this afternoon about 3 p.m.
Does it mention anything alone or?
No.
Okay.
It looks like a polite invite. I mean, maybe not something you can refuse, but
Right.
it's a invitation rather than a summons.
Yep, you're wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate reading these foolish scribblings. Someday I'm going to learn how to
Yeah.
read.
Like it is.
Yeah, the two of them read it for you.
Not currently.
Not currently.
Not currently.
Next time when he offers, if you need something read, we should charge him.
Yes.
I'm not going to do that because he's been paying for us for quite a while. We start making those kind of demands, he's going to stop. Okay, fine, I'll pay you the
You
one brass
give me the
rings to-
correct. If I pay you, you give me the correct information. If not, you lead me to my death and take all my stuff.
Okay, so it's about 1 p.m. at this point after you guys have deposited
Freshen up a little.
whatever it is that you wish to in your room. You think you have enough time to at least start to explore the sewers if that's what you wish to do.
No, I'm not gonna go get all gross before I go meet with the Merchants Guild. So,
And
We can go research
How
about
about-
goblins.
how about
We don't need to.
What your vast knowledge about goblins?
He
is
knows
about.
everything there
What
is
would
to
you
know
like to
about
know?
goblins.
I can tell you they
when
have
was
4 toes,
the meeting
On each foot?
supposed to be?
6
it's
fingers.
at 3:00.
Where they go to
What
hide?
time is it now?
Where they go to hide?
What time is it now? About 1
In the
p.m.
woods.
1 p.m. Okay.
Well,
How
then how they get in the
about-
city?
Specifically, under willow trees.
Um.
Well, it seems like we need to go out of town then.
I agree.
How about we what,
This
Ben?
town. This town is full of
Say,
chaos.
How
It's
about we
full of
go?
vampires.
You're a Sigmarite. You should love this
town.
town.
See if we can find where the great enters, and
I
then
wanna
real
burn it
quick we
down.
go back to the tavern,
difference.
wash up real quick,
And
go to the meeting.
there's not enough time to go all the way back down to the warehouse, go in there, and then get.
We should
because
probably
I,
pick up our
I would have to
scout,
go right to the meeting,
and
and
let's
I'm
go
not
fight
going to
some
go
villagers.
after I've been trumped in the sewers. We'll have to wait on the sewers, or I will. I'm going to wait on
Okay.
the sewers.
The-
If you guys want to go,
You
it's
guys are
fine.
welcome to split up if you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the guard's tavern.
Where are you
and then
going?
you guys just come
To
pick
that
me up
meeting
when
at
you're
3,
ready.
but I'm not going in the sewers first.
The meeting with whom? I'm sorry.
The Merchant Guild Master.
Yeah, let's go investigate some willow trees
That
outside
our
town first.
friend was following.
Not going further out of town.
We don't know what he did.
We're not
I
going
know.
super far out of town. We're just trying to
I
investigate
don't
willow
think he
trees for
does
goblin.
We're gonna look for
For-
goblin spore.
Ah, yes, I understand.
Okay, so you guys are here at your tavern. You are going to the town watch.
We could
Watch
also-
Tavern.
While we're outside of town,
To the-
go to
to the tavern
war,
that
which is
same-
Yeah,
right
that's my new
outside
favorite
town.
tavern.
Where the Thieves Guild is?
Yeah.
Bodies
Yeah.
that were found.
Okay, so you're going to the Thieves Guild.
And
Meanwhile, he's wandering around the docks looking for you.
hey, pick me up when you guys are done with that meeting.
Pick you up.
Then we can go to the pit.
Okay, so you're just gonna hang out at the tavern?
Yeah, I want to like conversate with some town guards again. Not like major raids again. But
Okay, just have a conversation with him.
Common talk.
Okay. So you're having that. You're gonna stay at the tavern and get cleaned up, etc. before you go to the meeting. Is anybody else going with you,
Anybody?
or do these three have some other purpose or
No,
task?
I want to go with it.
Okay.
I want to be the muscle.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put on my good
Your
clothes,
fancy robes?
my fancy robes. I actually have
Yeah.
royal garb
Yeah.
or courtly garb.
Yeah, I purchased it for you
So
when I thought it was for me.
And what about you two?
I guess
I'm
I'll
gonna
go
come
with
in.
him.
You're gonna go with them too. Okay, so the four of you spend a bit of time freshening up,
What's
cleaning up,
social standing,
wiping down your armor, etc. Getting some better stuff on.
which leads me to a question I've been meaning to ask you a couple game sessions. Can we spend money to increase the appearance of our
Yes.
armor and stuff like that? Make it more ornate looking?
Yes.
Okay.
You can spend whatever amount you want. Half of what you spend, we effectively put in as a social class benefit.
Okay.
And it takes time in game, obviously, for them to engrave or fancy up the armor, but you can. Now, there's a limit. You can only go so far with a leather tunic.
Sure.
But if you have plate
But
mail,
dazzle.
But
you
yeah,
can
I've
get
got
really
a plate-
fancy.
I've got
Yeah.
metal plate and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I'm slowly upgrading.
I mean, a sign of wealth would be specifically that,
Even
putting
carry a
extra money
Warhammer.
into it.
You have to pay
I am-
someone in the group to carry your warhammer all the time.
I am indeed encumbered.
Okay. So, a little bit before 3, you guys head down to the Merchants Guild. You've been here before, at least you visited here. The front desk is carved with imperial crosses and coins, and a fairly busy-looking clerk is sitting there. He looks up from his paperwork as you guys walk in. Says, "Yes, sirs. How can I be of assistance?"
Frederick Megarius has requested my presence, and I was hoping to arrive at that meeting.
And your name is?
Milton Haggersworth III.
He checks a ledger on the side. Says, "Oh yes, here it is. Please just have a seat over there. The guildmaster will be with you shortly."
Absolutely.
Okay. You guys go sit down on the bench.
Yeah.
Okay. You wait for 5, 10, 15 minutes or so.
While we're waiting, can I look around the room and see if there's anything abnormal about the room that's uncommon for it?
It is well appointed and obviously well funded.
Okay.
There are several large portraits, paintings of the different houses. You can tell that it looks like the leads of each one of their houses, along with their house symbol. Other than that, the room is really pretty empty. There's not much here other than the clerk's desk, a couple of benches along the side, and then a fairly steady flow of people coming in and leaving, discussing guild business with people. Okay. 15 minutes or so later, clerk gets up, wanders over, and says, "The guildmaster will see you now. If you'll follow me, please."
Absolutely.
He leads you back and into through a fancy door into a well-appointed office. Lots of books and notes and scrolls and things like that all on the shelves. Very ornate desk. A very fancy, complicated-looking scale on the desk and so forth. And a well-dressed person who, at least according to him, looks like Magirius, the one that he followed the previous night. He stands up as you guys enter, introduces himself as Friedrich Magirius, current guildmaster of the Merchants Guild, and asks you guys each to sit on some nice, comfortable chairs.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm going to sit not on one of the comfortable chairs because
Where are you going to
class,
sit?
social class reasons. Just sit on the ground or something. Social class.
Okay.
I get it, but
So he has 4 chairs. You sit on one.
I'm gonna sit
They
on the
sit
other
on one. He moves one of the chairs out of the way and sits on the ground. The guildmaster looks curious, but okay. Doesn't really say anything. Says, so, my understanding, I have numerous contacts around town. They say you have been asking questions, I guess, specifically related to the Order Septenarius, and been, I don't want to say trouble, but troubling the Steinhagers somewhat. Is there some business that I can assist you with?
Oh well, the main reason for that, and I explained this to Tugan when I spoke with him in a meeting a few days ago.
It was yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, I get my days of run together. So we were, I'm sure you already know with your connections that we were the ones charged with finding the 3-legged goblin that had escaped into the sewers, and when we brought back what we thought was the deceased remains of such a creature, we were told that they were not because they had been crushed inside one of the Steinhuggers' warehouses, and then we were denied payment because we had apparently found a different 3-legged goblin, and we were really hoping to regain restitution and a little bit of honor, as we kind of were just pushed aside, and so we're trying to solve that mystery. Don't wish to create any trouble for you, just more trying to redeem ourselves and possibly pocket coin as well.
Ah, okay, I understand. Give me a charm roll.
Oh, you're greedy. I get it.
That is a 1 success.
1 success? Okay. Yeah, I have to apologize for the town watch. They're very very much sticklers for following guidelines and what evidence or information they have. I'm sure you and your band here have worked very hard on trying to solve whatever mysteries you might be investigating or looking at. I apologize for any inconvenience. If it'd be helpful, I can certainly authorize at least a partial payment for at least your time and trouble to cover your expenses. In the meantime, the rest of this really seems to be more of an unfortunate series of misunderstandings. If you do me the honor of dining with me tonight, I'll go into any other details or any other questions you have. I have some other meetings coming up, but I assure you, there's nothing sinister at all going on here. This can certainly be explained.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Is that invitation for my associates as well?
Sure. Any of your companions that wish to go, if you would meet me at the Golden Trout on the other side of the Adel Ring, at, shall we say, 7?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. The Golden Trout is a sort of like a Four Seasons. It's a top-end, high-end restaurant tavern. You've seen it a few times walking through the Adel Ring, but it's the sort of place that even you, with your higher than normal social standing, is riffraff. It's where most of the time a hot meal is a couple of brass. This is a couple of silver, at least, type stuff. It's not something that you would typically go to. Okay.
But arriving to meet him would be acceptable.
Probably.
Probably.
It's a private club dining establishment.
Okay.
He is inviting you to join him there to meet him at around 7 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, he writes out a quick note, gives it to you, says, give this to the clerk outside. They'll take care of your expenses.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
As he hands, is it unrolled or is it rolled?
It's unrolled.
It's unrolled. I'm gonna kind of look at it as he hands it to him, so I know what he
Execute
doesn't.
this man immediately.
Yeah, basically. Well, he can't read, so
Right.
Yeah.
and at this point, we've all established you can't read. You can.
Oh,
You can say whatever you like, but
Okay.
me and him have figured it out, and I'm just gonna be able to make sure that it is something legit.
I mean, with a quick glance, it looks legit. Like
Okay.
he signed some sort of an authorization.
That's cool.
Might be an authorization to terminate, but
Terminate these funds along
That's
with him.
that's right.
All right, I will. I'll take it up to the man at the desk. And
Okay, you head over to the clerk. He looks at it, looks at you, seems a little bit shocked and surprised. Says, "Okay, stay here for a moment." He wanders into a back room, talks with somebody,
Pulls a pistol.
Sorry.
comes wandering back a little bit later with a small pouch that chinks with coins, and says, "Here you go."
Racist.
Okay. Well, thank you. And then I
Yeah, it's gonna have the bomb in it.
walk outside and take a peek in the bag.
It has 20 shillings.
20 shillings.
So we're splitting at 5 each.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, he didn't meet back up with us, has he?
I thought I was going
The
to the
two of them
warehouse.
are here.
Ah, yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 divided by 4. Yeah, 5 apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do math.
20 divided by 4, that's 3 each, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm going in.
As long as I get the remainder.
What I love is that basically his reward paid for those 2 sacks we bought.
No.
No, the
The
sacks,
sacks
were
are 2
2
bronze.
How much did he give you?
20
Silver
shillings.
20
Shillings.
That was out of gold.
Oh, 20 silver.
Yeah.
Fucking bronze. I was like,
Now, it's not what you guys were originally offered as a reward for the
It was like-
goblins.
It was like gold each.
Yeah, they were paying in gold, but
Hey, it's
still, compared to where I started this, that is an obscene amount of money.
yeah, you're very right. You're ready to retire.
yeah.
No.
Long-term goal: earn my first shilling.
Done.
So, anyways, your appointment with him is at 7 p.m. at the Golden Trout. Per him, you're welcome to bring any of your party members you wish.
I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't bring the party members. If he's just paying us to come.
Wait a minute. No, I'm coming with him. Just paying.
Okay. Meanwhile, you were heading over to the tavern. You hang out there, and I think the plan was you guys were going to meet up with him afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're hanging out. The guards are talking. They're complaining about how their sting operation the previous day didn't work that well, or that morning didn't work that well. You effectively have made contacts such that if you decide to take a town watch oriented career, be it militia, be it town watch, guard, etc., anything along those lines, that is an option for you as far as a career path. Okay?
I was actually thinking I might just sign up to some guard.
Okay. Well, why don't you sit up first?
Okay.
Unless you're that tired, at which point you can go to bed.
I also wouldn't mind going to bed.
That's fine. Then go ahead. We'll continue without you. You guys meet up with him an hour or 2 later. Meanwhile, you're wandering around the docks. You head back down there. There's no sign of the group.
I wonder where they went.
Now he's by himself.
By himself, by the docks.
It's maybe 1, 2 o'clock at this point.
Well, my next thing was they went back to the tavern.
Okay.
So I'll go back to not the one I just came
To the Wandering Griffin.
Yeah, the Wandering Griffin.
Okay. You head back over there. Maybe 2:30 or so. Doesn't look like there's anybody here.
Can I ask the front person, where did my group go?
Your group. Who's your group?
The duelist, the war priest,
You got names?
I don't know their names.
Wait, I thought you said this was your group.
I've known them for 2 days.
Well, then how are they your group?
Because they adopted me for like 2 silver shillings. I'm their maid.
Okay, well, yeah, they left just a little bit to go to Merchant's Guild.
We promised you.
Oh my god. I'll even go to the Merchant's Guild.
Okay. You catch up with them as they're coming out of the Merchant's Guild.
I see we need to hire the bartender's silence.
Yes.
Because this is the second time he's given the location of our.
Hey, Sailor, what you been up to, man?
I was exploring the boats.
Exploring the boats, huh?
A
Makes
bounty
sense
hunter
to me.
found us, and now the sailor.
Alright. Well, we're about to head over to the Thieves Guild
What are
bar.
we going there for?
Oh, we gotta go check in and tell them what I found so far and what my plan is to move on from there.
Where are we moving on to?
When we get there, I'll let them know.
Why are you asking so many questions?
Well, I could go for you if you wanted. I'm a messenger of sorts.
We're going there to get the soldier anyway, so.
I could go pick up the soldier.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fast. You guys could go explore something else to get our job done quicker.
No, we gotta go get him anyway, because we're gonna go to a fancy dinner tonight, so you might want to get cleaned up a little
how
bit.
about
Yeah,
this,
you
sailor?
can go get cleaned up. I'll go get the
How
soldier.
about you're friendly with the words of the locals, aren't you?
Yeah.
How about you go across the river and investigate the pit?
What pit? I'm not gonna go to any pit. I'm not a pit man.
It's
I'm
like-
a sea man.
It's a district name.
It's where the homeless people hang out and get fed. Where people are being killed.
I'm not
poor.
that broke.
I know.
I'm
We
silver.
filled you in on that. remember?
Yeah, we filled you in on why we're asking
So
you to
you
go
know
to
why
the
we're
pit.
There are
going.
quite a few.
I don't.
What meets you out there?
The
I
pit
no.
is,
I can go get the soldier while you guys get cleaned up.
the pit is just.
It is not a
Cleaned up to go to the pit?
No, cleaned up to go to dinner.
What dinner?
The dinner he just told me about.
What you just tell him about that?
I know everything at all times.
I don't have any reason not to tell them.
I know everything at all times, George. You can't hide anything from the sailor.
Okay.
We need a new sailor.
So you guys are heading to the Cross Pikes
Yep.
to meet up with the soldier.
Yes.
Are you going with them or going somewhere else?
I'll go with them.
Okay. You notice while you're walking, there's a rat on George's back.
Where'd that guy come from?
Probably the sewer.
We could sell him.
Could eat him.
We have lots of options.
We do.
Okay.
Just keep them.
So you guys get to the Cross Pikes without much difficulty. Place is fairly busy at this point in the later afternoon. Some people eating. The majority of people are socializing, drinking, etc. You guys walk in, find a table in the main room. Soldiers there talking with some guards. He gets up and wanders over to you. When you come in,
When we find warpstone, we're feeding to it.
We find warpstone.
everybody give me a perception check.
Including me?
Yes.
A perception.
Success by 1.
Okay.
I got
One
I got
success.
4 successes.
Got 2 successes.
I got 2 successes.
One.
Okay. As you guys walk in, the three of you notice Franz nod to each of you, or nod to you one time. Not sure if it's to you specifically or somebody else, but you guys walk in, meet his gaze, he nods to you.
I will, while they sit at the table, I'll walk up to the far end of the bar and sit down and
Okay.
order a drink.
Franz is at the bar. There's an old guy off to the side drinking a beer. There's a couple of youngsters on the other side, talking, eating some peanuts and drinking alcohol as well. Franz says, "Yeah, can I help you?"
I'd like a drink, please.
"Sure."
I'm gonna go sit down with him and like pat him on the back and stuff, tell him a few jokes, try and be as friendly as I can with the duelist, trying to get as close as I can, put my arm around him, like fake punch him and stuff. Like, yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of fun at the pit and at dinner. It's gonna be a great night tonight.
You're gonna get
Sure.
You're gonna get beheaded for
When I-
punching
when I
some of
sit
the higher
down.
ranks in you.
Where exactly were you at? We're at the...
You're at the Cross Pikes, the tavern.
Which is the what we
Thieves Guild.
suspected Thieves Guild Tavern.
Right.
Okay. When we go
Are
in
we
there,
getting beheaded?
I'm gonna my warhammer.
He's getting
I'm
all
gonna
of
set it
them.
down on the ground next to me, you know, where the head's down and like you would with a sledgehammer.
Mhm.
Just gonna have it sitting there like that next to me. And
Okay. Yeah, you guys are sitting at a table
Yeah,
effectively at this point. They're at the bar.
Yeah, I'm going
I'm watching
to
my
get
coin
my,
purse.
like,
Okay.
yeah,
alcohol.
it's tucked way
I'm
under
going to get my
everything.
alcohol.
You
come
gotta
over
say
to
that
him
each
and
time.
whisper,
Otherwise, he's gonna be like, all of a sudden your coin
"Everything
purse is missing.
okay?"
It's like, well,
Yeah.
I assumed it would watch, but you didn't say so. So
Okay.
This is Warhammer, man. That thing should be up your butt.
Everything okay?
Huh?
Come
Asking if everything's okay.
Yeah. Anything happen?
Everything's fine.
Okay.
We found where the goblin didn't die, but he did. So we're very confused.
Okay.
I'm more confused by your statements.
That's the point.
I'm gonna say, Franz, it's great to see you. I got invited to dinner with Frederick Magirius.
Did you now?
Yeah. Any thoughts on that? Any preparation I should make prior to going to the Golden Trout of all places? Have you heard of that?
You got a ticket to the Golden
I
Trout?
got a ticket to the Golden Trout.
You're gonna need some fancier clothes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm wondering if you knew where I could obtain some nicer digs. That would be acceptable in that time.
You can check the shops around the Adel Ring, but I don't know if they have anything your size.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a small dude.
Well, I mean, they'd have to be custom made to you.
Yeah.
It says I don't really have anything like that. I've never been invited to the Golden Trout, so I've been there once or twice, but I've never been invited.
What do you know, Frederick? Anything?
Frederick?
Yeah.
Oh, it seems reasonable. He keeps the merchant guilds focused.
Yeah.
They seem to make much money.
Yeah.
Don't seem to question too much as far as any variability in their funds.
Oh, good. Good. I just want to make sure there wasn't some information I might need before I head into that area of the city.
I'd be cautious if you're making any trade deals with him. He drives a hard bargain.
I'm always cautious of the wealthier. Always cautious. Most people that are incredibly wealthy didn't get their wealth.
Yes,
Easily.
that's probably good
Yeah.
good to bet. So how's it going there?
It's going mighty fine. I got my friend right here.
You making it headway?
Yes, sir. We're gonna go have a nice time at the Golden Trout tonight. We're gonna have some fine dinner. We're gonna have a great night tonight. Come drink all night, crash on the hay, and sleep like we've never slept before.
Okay, well,
in each other's arms.
Yes, sir.
You just make sure we got that delivery coming in tomorrow evening.
Oh yeah, I'll be here. Don't worry.
Okay.
And then of course we're going from one end of the spectrum to the other, headed to going to the pit. We heard some horrible things happen there, and thought I'd take a look around. Got a full night.
Okay.
So we may be in late, and we may. How late are you guys open tonight?
We're generally open till 1 or 2 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Well, I will. Hopefully, we get our other business.
We stay open at least for the third shift of the guards get done.
Makes sense. All right. Well, I'm good and you guys.
I'm gonna lean over to the duelist.
He's not next to you. He's
I'm
at the bar.
Oh, I
We're
thought we were all at the
all the
bar.
rest, no, the two.
4 of you are at the table. They're at the
We're
bar.
at the table.
Okay.
And every time he gets like sluggy arm on, I still just
Push him away.
the couple feet of space, man.
Okay.
But there ain't no space in our friendship.
You get grime on my clothes.
I took a shower.
How is it contained? Little glass vials, or is it like
I'm sorry. What's
lamp oil?
lamp oil? Yes, it's stored in a small leather flask that you would squeeze out.
Okay.
You're saying I burn the place down?
No, I'm thinking of something else.
Kill the sailor.
How would I go about making, or basically making a firebomb, like an alchemist bomb?
Like a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, kind of like a Molotov cocktail, for burning heretics and stuff like that.
Sure. Anything along those lines. I mean, some basic crafting skill to know the various combinations.
Right.
Something breakable and something flammable.
Okay.
They're admittedly not that hard. It's just a matter of knowing how much of a fuse to put on it and what combination you should put.
And that would be a crafting skill.
Yes.
Yep, that's an advanced skill.
Yeah, so I'd have to spend points.
Unless you have another skill that would apply as well. I don't know what all the skills are.
No.
Now you can make a generic one. It won't be nearly as effective as a crafted one that you know what you're doing.
Right.
But yeah, anybody can take lamp oil, pour it out, and light it.
Okay.
Okay. But the leather flask
No
is
reason.
is designed specifically not to be breakable. Otherwise, it would be fairly hazardous.
Right.
Just go
Okay.
for each other.
So you guys plan to hang out here till dinner time?
No, I'm gonna go back and well, it's what shops are still open down in Edelrin.
Sure. You got time?
I'll go down and see if I can possibly afford or piece together something.
I'll go with them.
Okay.
Maybe shiny out my arm.
Maybe,
I'm gonna go scope out the golden.
I think you should let me and the duelist have
Scope
some
out the golden
friendship.
trout.
So did we want to go
I'm
to
gonna
the
shiny
priest
out
some
my
more?
armor. You
Rather-
just worry
yeah,
about
I do,
your
actually. I'd
own
like to go out there.
business,
So,
Sailor.
With the
how
duel.
long till the dinner?
It's
It
7.
is at 7 o'clock. It is about 4 at this point. By the time you guys are done at the Cross Pikes.
Okay. So my idea with the overall dinner is we're currently talking to the Thieves Guild, and we're talking to the Merchants Guild. If we can pick up some information from the Merchants Guild, we could sell it to the Thieves Guild as tips.
We could try. But we're also going down there to actually examine the wounds and stuff. Examine these bodies.
Well,
I'm gonna go
for
get
the
myself
more,
some
yeah.
good clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have courtly garb. I had that. 'cause I bought one for
Courtly
the-
garb is 12 gold.
Yeah.
Now that's the same stuff you've had for some time.
No. We bought that when we were first going
Who's behind
to
me?
pretend who he was,
Yeah.
Right.
We've only had it a couple days.
and so I
Okay.
went my other.
So yeah, that would be appropriate.
Acceptable. Okay, because
Okay.
that nearly broke me when I bought both of them.
Right.
Man, if I gotta buy something more expensive,
30 gold suits.
Now, I mean, it technically it would be slightly off style because you're going effectively to an evening gown and tuxedo place, and you're wearing a dress uniform.
gotcha.
Okay,
How much?
it's not out of place completely, but it's not quite in
They're
alignment.
gonna know I'm different,
They're going to know that anyways, just based on how you hold yourself.
right?
Okay.
How much wood?
Even though I have the Corley
within
garb,
my
I couldn't handle
High-end
going
clothing
in
will
there.
cost you
No
12
way.
gold.
I would still be a brute.
Just
Right.
slim your Warhammer down.
It's okay.
How about-
Exactly.
Now
It's
you
okay.
can get
stuff that's
See a fork.
you
I have
can
no
get
idea how to use
basic
it.
clothing
Next career
for
change or trade to
6
noble.
bronze, or sorry, six
Bouncing
silver.
for money.
Basic clothing. You make that 6 gold, you have high-end clothing.
Noble whistleblower.
12 gold, you can get like fancy clothes.
I'll do high end.
Okay, 6 gold.
Yeah. That's
You
that's,
have
that's what I was
6
thinking.
gold?
It's like either
Yes,
that or go
I
into more
am not as
smaller
bored as
types.
any of you
and
guys
Yeah,
think.
I mean,
You guys have
you
been
could
all like,
totally
okay,
do
I'll buy it.
Okay.
I'm
If the
actually
character lives
He doesn't
long
have
enough.
any armor
Rather
or
well.
any real weapon. I mean, he's got
And brain damage. He hasn't been spending anything.
Right. He doesn't know how to count it.
Hey, spend money on me. It's fine. Or
I'm
what
trying to shiny up my armor, try to make it as fancy as possible with
Okay.
my basic stats.
Okay, but otherwise just keep your same stuff.
We're washing.
And don't
that and me going to the church and more.
Yeah.
You're
Church
right.
of More.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
You are.
Well, apparently
That's
I'm
really keeping the bodies.
I was doing the same thing with the-
Well, the
But I'm a different class. You know, when I
the
say
guild
don't touch me,
would be doing that.
I don't find you suspicious. I find you annoying.
You're not gold yet.
Let me get the other
But I don't find you-
reference.
I don't find you suspicious. I find you annoying. You know what I'm
God,
saying?
why do I?
That's what I mean.
apparently
I'm not-
I
no,
have
I'm not gonna go on my
as
way
one
to
of my
try to do
items.
Collapse your plan,
I have
but I'm not going
shrooms
to go
listed.
over and die for you.
Yes,
When did I get shrooms?
in the forest. Very beginning of the campaign. They're probably rotten at this point, but
Yeah.
you're welcome to eat them anyways.
No, I'm just gonna dump them.
You're gonna dump them.
Yeah.
Some poor rats
Waitress
are
walks
tripping
by and
balls.
says, "What are you doing? Pick that up. We got work to do here.
Where can I get rid of these?
Over there, broom."
Okay.
Ah, he got your job.
Dang it.
She shoves you over to where the broom is, telling you to clean up after yourself.
Not a video game. You can just drop stuff everywhere.
That's right. Does not magically show up in a bag and then disappear after 30 seconds.
Wait, what?
They changed it to more like 30 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay, where are
What's that
the
to? What reference to?
of just games in
Oh.
general.
Arc.
town rulers handouts?
If if you've noticed the newer games, the timer on drop loot increases. It used to be 30 seconds. Now when you drop a loot, it's like despawns in 1 hour. Or doesn't despawn at all.
Yeah.
Like I have a couple games, it just stays there the whole game.
It's weird when you're like, okay, I need to get rid of this because I can't move. But now it crashes my game because I dumped too much stuff. And it can't.
I dumped 5,000 healing potions on the ground.
I have a town in Skyrim where I had killed like 3 dragons but couldn't keep carrying the dragon bones. And I put them in a barrel, and I don't remember which barrel it is.
Oh,
but there's like 3 dragons worth of dragon bones in there, and I don't know where to go to get them.
That's pretty impressive to take a fucking like 20-foot dragon and shove it into a barrel.
Right?
3 of them.
So you two are gonna go investigate the bodies. Okay. So you eventually find yourself at the Mourners Guild. It's located outside of town where they do all the burials. That's also where the local or the shrines to Moor are located around the cemeteries. Give me a gossip test for either of you.
What's your okay. I don't have a huge gossip.
But you can still roll.
Okay.
You still gotta gossip. You just can't gossip.
1 success.
-5.
That's fine. Okay.
Oh god.
You start asking around. He keeps asking the wrong question.
The dude in the coffin's supposed to talk, right?
He leads over, starts interrogating him.
What sort of information are you looking for?
What kind of information are we looking for?
We're gonna ask the bodies either from the ask to see the bodies from the pit,
Right.
or there was another dude that died that we're gonna
Experiment on. What were you, little Freudian slip there?
investigate.
Okay. So you asked about the bodies and the recent deaths. They're not willing to let you see the bodies because all of them have been buried and processed.
Unfortunate.
So they're not interested in digging them up. Well, and they rot real quick.
Yeah, there's no refrigeration. By the
Right.
end of the day, they stink.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, they're bloated corpses ready to explode.
Yes, but they do confirm there's been an unusually high number of paupers burials in the last few months. They've noticed that the number of poor that are dying has certainly increased over the last 3 to 6 months or so. They're generally beggars, often severely mutilated, sometimes missing vital organs, often the heart.
Guys, we've overlooked.
You're not there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Have any of them been exsanguinated? Have they been drained of blood?
No
Outside
reports
of
that.
the normal, like having your
Yeah, I
arm
mean,
ripped out of your chest?
they don't have any notable patterns along those lines.
Do they currently have a body that's not buried? That's similar to it?
Yeah, one came in just this afternoon.
Okay.
I'm not a beggar, but he died supposedly early this afternoon.
Who is he? Was he anybody?
I don't know. You can take a look at him.
Yeah, go over there.
They head over to a little.
It's Emperor Sigmar.
I recognize this guy from somewhere.
Yeah, they take you over to a mausoleum that they have sort of as a preparation area. Inside is a large platform. There's a body laying out on it. You recognize it as
Oh no, we recognize it.
Anton Bruegel.
What's that?
Hmm.
Who is that?
If only they had taken notes.
Who is that?
Anton Bruegel, the warehouse
Not on that
master.
sheet.
Oh.
Oh.
And he came in today?
Yeah, according to the town watch, they found him just this afternoon.
Oh no.
Where? Do you know where?
Down by the river. From the looks of it, his throat's been slit. It's obvious that's what the cause of death is. He's a bit waterlogged.
So he's been there for a minute.
No. I mean, well, what's your medicine skills?
0.
Use your heels.
Yeah, heal skill.
I think he did take some heal. That was the thing.
I did take you.
He did.
Yeah.
He's a priest.
Oh, almost 3 success levels.
Almost 3 success levels.
So 2.
From the looks of it, he was found almost immediately after he was dead.
Okay.
Looks like he died maybe an hour or 2 after you left the warehouse.
Is he missing any vital organs? Is his chest or
No.
stomach ripped open?
No,
It's just he's
just
been.
been slit throat.
Does it look like it was done by a blade or more like a claw?
Definitely appears more jagged of a slice
Right.
rather than a clean cut.
Okay.
So the rat on my shoulder, does it seem to react in any way of like fear of the wound? Just with bestial instincts?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
am so
No.
gonna burn you.
he seems more. It seems more concerned about all these strangers you keep talking to. And keeps
Okay.
hiding behind your neck.
Okay. I try. I'm gonna figure out a use for the rat.
So what?
He's gonna burn things.
The warehouse. What family was this warehouse master?
Steinhager.
He's
Steinhardt.
gonna go
Okay.
fight the Thieves Guild.
I'm going to be a part-time guard.
So obviously we need to go check out those sewers right there. Because I have a feeling that's how they're getting by. And I think it's more chaos based.
This was
Man.
this was the guy that we talked to earlier in the day,
Yes. At the warehouse.
and he's dead already.
Mm-hmm.
That's hunting us.
It's not hunting us.
Person we talked to.
No,
Nice.
no, it's tying up loose ends that we're finding. Would be my guess. Whoever it is. Okay. Is there any unique smells or anything coming off the corpse?
Does it smell like garlic?
No, it smells like sewer.
It does smell like sewer. So it was thrown down in the sewer, possibly.
Well, he was found on the riverbank
Yeah, okay,
next to the
so
sewer.
sewer's just pouring onto.
Is there
Okay.
anything left on it? Well, no, never mind.
Is he cold?
Yes,
So he's been dead a while.
he's been dead for at least 3 or 4 hours.
He'd still be warm.
Was
Well,
any,
not unless he has cold water pouring on him from the sewer.
was anything unusual on the body?
Was he still? Did he still have
He,
all of his clothes?
the guard said they found a wine bottle.
Okay. Like I didn't know if it
Partially
was like
drunk.
a calling card or whatever. I don't know.
Had a card that said the murderer is.
I don't know.
He will never find me, Jack.
Your friend, the sailor.
Behind you.
I mean, he did go to the dock. Warehouse.
You don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, what about
Question
any?
is-
Have you gotten any of these disease victims in recently?
What, disease? No, we haven't seen any sign of disease. There's
It's
no
only
outbreak.
it's only the court person
What-
that's disease.
Have you been seeing disease in town?
No.
Okay.
Wink, wink.
No, that disease would be a major issue. We don't need any outbreaks.
Why are you?
Can't start COVID again.
Medieval COVID.
So we need to actually watch
You
and see
laugh, man. Europe was devastated.
It
by
was.
something like
Disease is a major concern in
Yeah.
the Dark Ages,
that.
Kill all the
It's no
cats.
joke.
Black Death.
So we need
I
to
mean,
obviously pay attention
especially
to
when you're associating with rats and the Black Death.
Oh yeah.
And you kill the cats because you think
They
they're
kill all the
reason.
cats.
Yes, or you just have rats riding around on your shoulder all day.
Yeah.
He starts getting black.
Yeah, you're probably going to get some
Yeah.
disease from that rat.
It's that's actually a very
I
serious
completely
concern.
agree.
Yeah.
It doesn't have fleas.
Your dad's over there just waiting. He's like,
Your
I
head
can't
just
wait.
falls off.
Yeah.
No, his head just falls off.
Once he started commenting, the rat was still there, and I'm pretty sure it's after 5 hours and it's still there. It's like
Hasn't been quite 5 hours yet, but
It's been slowly gnawing on the back of your neck.
anything else?
I can't think of anything. Have you had anybody outside of the peasants come in here?
Well, people die all the time, but the paupers are a bit more common than normal.
Right. Has anybody of higher station in life been murdered recently?
Murdered? No.
Well, this is obviously a murder.
Why? I guess. I don't know. I'm not part of the watch, but yeah, it's probably murder. I would guess.
Well, generally, one does not have their throat slit working in a warehouse.
I would grant that, but from what
Sorry. It's all good thing. You're like, it's a jagged throat cut, and I'm just like, I guess it's murder. Like, oh,
It looks like he died from old age.
seems accidental to me.
people slip and fall all the time here.
He fell in a fence post.
No, I mean the town watch claimed it was murder. It happens. We haven't seen much. Now I've heard there's alligators in the sewer.
Yeah.
Might have been one of those.
No. Okay, let's go to the warehouse.
Well, we should check for the willow trees.
Let's go to the warehouse.
Okay. I just figured we're outside of town. Willow trees are like around.
No, there's no willow trees in this area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no willow trees here.
This is all oak and
Pine
Douglas
tree.
firs and pine trees.
Yeah. Okay,
Alright.
so you guys are going back where?
Warehouse.
To the Steinharder warehouse where we last saw this.
Warehouse 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, what are you guys all doing? They've been gone for maybe an hour-ish.
I'm getting ready to go to dinner.
Okay, you're just still focused on that? Okay, yeah, it'll take a couple hours to get some clothing cleaned up, etc. Yeah, understood. Okay, on the way back, you realize the rat had scurried off.
Okay.
Okay, so...
You reminded the GM that it only had 5
No,
hours on it.
I knew it was going to go away. It has left you some things in your backpack where it was camping out. So,
Fertilizer.
yes.
Or poison.
Yeah, most likely poison.
Or new little hopping friends.
Please.
Fleas, man. Have you ever had fleas? It's awful.
Yeah.
Fucking awful.
Anyways, you guys head back to the warehouse.
Well, yes, in Warhammer, we already have fleas, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
like...
probably true.
Yeah,
You guys.
these are new fleas, not those old ones everybody has. Anyways, about 5:30 ish, you guys get to the warehouse.
I
It's
befriend animal the fleas.
it is those aren't animals. It is closed down for the day for working. Working shift ends at around 5 or so. All quiet. Doors are closed up. There's a few dock workers still on the docks doing miscellaneous things, but nobody at the warehouse.
Can we
Okay,
get
I'm
on
gonna
the
go.
docks?
Yeah, it's the warehouse opens onto the docks.
Okay.
And then from there, there's various piers that go into the river
We should
where
check
the
out
boats
by
are.
the docks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to the docks. Go talk to the dicks on the docks.
Okay, you find a couple.
Dogs.
You, you find a couple of the dock workers. They're
Yeah.
standing around. So yeah, what
I heard there was some commotion here earlier.
commotion?
Yeah, the authorities found a dead body or something.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
Fucking Warhammer is a hellscape. I'm just gonna say that.
He tripped and fell and cut his neck.
Yeah, no. I mean, they don't seem particularly surprised as such. I mean, for them, working the docks where people are getting injured and killed frequently from falling crates and machinery
Sure.
that doesn't work. Sure, if it was some excitement, sure, yeah. They found Anton.
What were you friends with Anton?
Knew him.
You knew him, huh? Was he prone to accidents? This is 2 accidents in 2 days.
For Anton?
Yeah. First, they had the crate fall, and
I don't know anything about a crate falling.
yeah, they had a crate fall, injured somebody, killed somebody.
I heard Anton killed a goblin.
Okay.
Okay. So no, I mean other than being attacked by a goblin, I mean he obviously had some good luck when he took that thing out. Nature of the gods, they're fickle. Obviously, fate came back and evened the scale.
We should check out the...
Do you know if anybody? Hold on. Do you know if anybody had a beef with Anton? Any gambling debts outstanding? Or?
Give me a gossip roll.
Oh my God. 4 success levels.
Okay. No, Anton wasn't really much to gamble. Drank more than maybe a bit more than normal.
Okay. Fair enough. That would be my observation as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the Steinhager admin office.
or we can check out the sewer entrance and see if there's any clues.
I'm in my good clothes.
Take them off.
No.
It's not unusual for Warhammer. People bathe in this river.
And they also shoot
Yes,
this
we
river.
What about the alligators?
Did you hand me that turd over there? That looks solid. No.
There's a few people over there bathing
Hey,
in the
it's
river.
part of your social standing.
Literally millions have died from people shitting in the river. No.
That's why you live upriver.
That's why they all drink alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a huge problem in India right now. Huge, massive problem. They have literally just polluted the shit out of all their water. Mostly with human feces and factory runoff. Anyways,
Have you ever seen two?
I'll stand on shore and you can go check it out. And if something happens, I'll take my clothes off and come help you.
So you can opt down and check out the sewer?
How much time do we have till the dinner?
It is 5:30ish now. You got about an hour and a half. Take maybe 30 minutes to get back to the tavern.
Here's my thing. I don't think he was killed down here. I think he was dumped. So the question is, let's go find where he got killed.
He
In the
lives
warehouse.
here.
Yes, he's lived in the warehouse. Why don't we go in the warehouse and see if we can find where he got killed in there?
Okay.
And see if there's any evidence. Getting all nasty down in the sewer has done us almost no good so far.
Just my overall
Yeah,
thing is
honestly,
all
yeah.
the bodies we've seen that have been cut has been by entrances of sewers.
I understand that.
Are you saying we're dealing
Well-
with Pennywise?
Why would he be in the sewer?
Why
Yeah,
would
no-
he not be in this sewer? That's the stealthiest place to be.
Our entire
I'm
group
going to
is
the
just
warehouse.
murder each
You're going to the
other.
warehouse. You're going to check out the sewer?
I'll go to the warehouse.
Okay. You guys go to the warehouse. Either plan sounds like it's a good option.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you-
I'm playing my character who is sick of being in sewers.
In the sewer?
and-
Sure. Okay. So you go to the warehouse.
You're the one who chose to join
The large bay doors are currently closed. There's a padlock on it and a short chain keeping them closed. It appears from your guys' earlier exploration of it, that's the only entrance into the warehouse.
Motherfucker, I gotta go in this.
You gotta go through the sewers.
Unless you want to break an entry sig, right? Say it's a cleanse corruption.
No, because I don't want to. Steinhardt, if we break in and we have no way of closing the door behind us,
Maybe we'll find murder.
people may end up stealing shit, and then I'm going to be morally on the hook for that, and I don't want to have to deal with that. That's not the right thing to do.
Okay.
So, let's go back to the group and tell them what we found.
Got a block of rice.
I'd rather do that than go in the sewer.
I guess so. Only time sensitive clues that might be there.
Okay, so you guys head back to the group. About 6 o'clock or so, everybody's back there. These guys have fancy clothes, etc. Mulder, please stop squeaking that.
I honestly thought it was him because he timed it
Yeah.
with his footsteps, and I was about to yell at you for having a squeaky toy.
Anyways, you guys have your fancier clothes, you're cleaned up, etc. You can either head early out to the Golden Trout, or you can hang out here for a little bit before you head there. It is about 6 o'clock or so at this point. Guessing 15 to 30 minutes to get to the Trout.
It's
Who all
good to be
wants to go?
early than late.
You're right.
I'll get my fancy
I'm
clothes on.
going.
It's not as fancy.
I
I
don't
bought
care
6
if you ain't
gold
going.
for the
I'm
clothes.
going.
Ben, don't yell. We're right here.
I bought 6 gold.
What about you there, Taylor?
I'm gonna stick with you, best friend.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you got my back.
So-
all time.
So I was
every day.
discussing with our warrior priest about a mutual agreeable compromise. So what we can do is, while we're talking with this merchants guild, we figure out some job opportunities from them, and then we sell some tips to the thieves guild.
That we have not any real concrete evidence exists.
So play both
Yeah.
sides.
Yes,
I got you.
Because that always goes well.
you just gotta do it correctly.
All you're doing is doubling your enemies.
So in other words, just legitimately keep your ears open while you're in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
While I'm charming the pants off from these guys. 'Cause
Of course.
Really, that's obviously what I'm going to be doing.
I'm not sure you want their pants off.
Wow. If they're
Maybe he
fancy
does.
Pants, fancy
He
pants.
can't make judgments. He doesn't know how to read.
Everybody looks the same name.
You don't know how to read either.
I know how to swim though. Do you know
Okay.
how to swim?
Okay. Yeah, we'll go early out.
So is everybody going?
Water.
Yes.
I think you're going. Sailor's going. Yeah,
Ben.
everybody's going.
Ben, stop. Okay. So everybody, and you're bringing all your stuff?
No.
What are you? Okay, mark whatever you're leaving behind, or whatever you're bringing if there's anything of relevance.
Hey, I have an offer for you. I can protect
They
your
call
gear while you go have dinner.
Oh, I have fancy sheaths and everything. I'm good.
But it's not
Pockets and-
appropriate to
Oh,
bring
it absolutely is.
into the golden
When
trout.
you're a duelist, absolutely. I mean, really.
You're bringing guns and swords.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I don't think so.
It's
I
Dark
don't.
Ages,
Listen,
Carter.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to
I'm
offend
taking
you
everything I
any
have.
more than you've already offended me, but I don't need to take social cues from a sailor.
Don't worry, I've had my fair share of good deals. With being a sailor and catching shrimp gets you
That's
places.
fine. You enjoy.
You're bringing
it.
all those various notes and papers and.
No, actually, that's what I'm marking. I'm barely bringing anything.
Okay.
Are we wearing our armor?
The
I am.
only armor that I'm wearing is
Is normal
a
stuff.
silver plate underneath my shirt.
I'm just wearing my good clothes.
Just in case that vampire's there.
Okay.
I'm wearing my leathers
fancy
under
pants.
my
Should I wear my armor?
Well, being a war priest, it's not unheard of you to wear, as long as you've got it clean and polished and looking great. I mean, your courtly
Well,
garb
that's-
will go underneath it
You're
and look
go-
just even better. You'll shine bright like a diamond.
You're going into a fancy restaurant wearing war gear.
It's not war gear.
It is.
It's military
I'll leave
garb
my stuff behind.
for
For
pres-
what?
All your stuff?
presentation.
Just your clothing?
For the presentation of what?
I'm gonna keep my suit.
What do you
and
know? You're a
my
sailor.
hand weapon.
Nobody asked you, shoulder.
Soja? Soja?
I thought you said soda.
Okay. With the armor I have, the Corley garb would have to go under it, correct? And I know you don't know the armor I have. I have full leather,
Right.
full mail, and a breastplate.
Yeah, but I'm assuming when we say fancy clothes that it's something that sort of meshes with your rest of your outfit.
Okay.
So some
Okay.
fancy gauntlets.
So I mean,
and-
you can certainly define it as this is really a tailored suit and I can't wear it with armor,
Okay.
or it can be like a fancy tabard that with fancy heraldry type stuff.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm trying to be flexible because it's kind of vague anyways. You define it how you want for your character.
That's how I would have defined it, as
Right.
in it's
like a tabard.
a really nice tabard,
Sure.
and stuff like
And,
that.
and for the
so-
setting, that's completely reasonable. Now, if
Okay.
you're a merchant leader,
Yeah,
you
it
wouldn't be
would make
wearing
sense.
armor. That doesn't fit your station. But the rest of you, given your career choices, etc., wearing armor makes complete sense. That's not a problem.
I buy a much bigger feather for my hat. Just
Okay.
an obscenely huge, like ostrich-sized feather.
Okay.
Mutant het feather.
Okay.
Oh.
No, I'm not insane.
So everybody has marked what
How
they
big
are
was the
not
bird
bringing
I
or what
had?
they are bringing.
Yeah, my
On your-
You guys
is
can
gonna be
leave
like-
your gear out with me. I will not be entering the facility.
I'm gonna keep. It's gonna mesh with my studded leather jacket.
Okay.
Would
Understood,
you like
sir.
to
Take it
give
all
me
off.
your gear so I can
So-
protect it
Okay.
while
The
you
sa-
guys
the
leave?
sailor says he wants to stay outside and will hold on to any gear people want to bring, but not bring inside.
I will protect it very well.
Here's my dagger.
I'll take your dagger.
Here's my skull cap.
I'll take your skull cap. Anybody else?
All the rest of the stuff I figured we'd leave back at the. I'm not bringing torches or lanterns or anything.
Right.
So,
Might need a lantern for dinner.
dude, you're not gonna go to a fucking really nice place and bring a backpack full of shit. Which is so.
Adventuring gear.
Yeah, I'm not bringing all my adventure.
I need my 50-foot rope.
Or Indiana Jones.
Maybe it's a daring contest. Who can go to the basement dungeon and survive?
I'll even leave my my bow and arrows behind.
Okay.
I'm just taking the warhammer.
I mean, yeah, your primary hand weapon makes sense. Your armor and your clothing obviously makes sense. Really beyond that, from a social status thing, you really wouldn't bring much else.
I'm having my books.
And that's fine. If they're particularly valuable to you and or you don't want to leave it in the room, bring it with you. But yeah, a backpack full of adventuring gear, torches, rope, etc. doesn't have any purpose.
I'm gonna bring my grappling hook.
Okay. So
I know I hate doing this to you. I'm gonna have my religious book.
Okay.
Right? I didn't spend any extra money on this, but I can spend it real quick. I want to have it so that it's like hanging off of me with a chain.
okay, it can be hanging off you right now. It's just a very basic notebook type thing with a couple of scribblings.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to upgrade later. if I
Yeah,
want that
yeah.
really nice. Okay.
You have the discarded religious book that people have taken notes and ripped pages out of.
Fine, I'll leave that back home.
Thus, your limited religious knowledge, because it's all based on what pages remain.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys head down there. 6:30-ish or so, you get to the Golden Trout. As expected, it's a very fancy establishment. A couple of coaches pull up in front and let various people out to go into the place. There's a couple of doormen at the front wearing fancy suits and top hats. Don't seem to have any apparent weapons. What do you guys do?
We need to discuss as we're walking up. We need to figure out what our roles are going to be while we're in here.
It can be the scribe /
Yeah, that's exactly.
secretary.
And I'll. Who's all going? You're staying outside, and all the rest of us are going.
Yeah, and he bought fancy old clothes too. He used all the money to buy
They're all
fancy-
prepared.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see how they're
Sailor
partly
who's
grazing
gonna
too.
protect your stuff to the highest formality.
I will say this. I think it's retarded we're giving this guy we've known for 2 days.
I just gave him a dagger.
Yeah, I give my skull cap.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm not kidding.
That's got a
Only
knife for
like
both
6 or
hands
7
and protection
silver.
from his head.
Okay, so you take up a place across the way at the park. There's a bench there where you sit down, wait for them to come back out. As the sun goes down, they light various street lanterns around the area, making it a very pleasant place. A short bit before 7, you guys walk up to the door. The doorman looks at you and says, "Yes, do you have a reservation?"
We do. We actually were invited by Frederick. He requested our accompaniment for dinner tonight.
I'm sorry,
Magirius.
Frederick?
Frederick Magirius.
Magirius. Oh, yes,
Yes.
Sir Magirius. He's already waiting for you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, these are my associates, and he did say that they were all invited and part of the group. So,
He nods and smiles, but doesn't really seem to have any interest in the rest of your background.
all right.
I'm the same sort of myself, so.
He does.
Can you see to it? Can we see the fisher?
The sailor? Yeah, he's across the way at the park, sitting on a bench, playing with a top hat and a knife, or a skull cap and a knife. Sort of like has the
Can you
skull
see-
cap on the knife and he's spinning it
Take a nice
like a basketball.
Modified
Can
it for
you
you
see
so you
to
can
it
have
if
your
the guards
ponytail.
come to take him away for
He ain't got no hair.
having our items that he doesn't get taken away?
What?
Or
Well, the curfew's not till 10, so
We can't interfere with Town Watch business, but we can certainly inform you if your friend is disturbed by the guard.
that's good. Thank you.
his hands out.
Okay.
His
Well,
hands out.
Two silver.
okay.
'Cause
He says, "Thank you very much, sir.
I never
Enjoy your dinner."
7 brass. Now I can finally fit the role you guys. gave me.
Yeah, nice clothes. You can't eat.
Okay. So they lead you in. The place is just as fancy on the inside as you would expect. Numerous tables. The wealthier people of the place. The entire atmosphere inside has a very subdued, private sort of atmosphere. They are open tables in a large room, but just the air, the lighting, etc., gives it a very closed-in feel where you're sitting at a table. You feel like you're in a private booth, even though you're in a regular room. Okay. He takes you over to a large table, has 6 seats set out, and a 7th one where Magirius is. He looks up and says, "Oh, I apologies. I assumed your entire group was joining us. Is the sailor not available?"
Oh, he wanted to enjoy the night air. Seems he got in a little mix and ended up in the jail the night before and didn't get to enjoy the city life.
Oh, well, I guess. I thought I was being polite here, but that's understandable. So, okay, anyways, have a seat. At least the rest of us can enjoy the evening.
Absolutely.
So, they proceed to bring out several courses of food. For the most part, for most of you, the first one course was really nice. The second, you're pretty much getting full. By course 5 or 6, you guys are pretty much like just floating. All of the food is probably better than I think any of you have eaten as far as the quality and level and everything. For the most part, he makes polite but ultimately irrelevant conversation throughout the meal. Talking about wool and wine trades, asking your impressions about the town, about Schaffenfest, etc., where you guys are from, and other general small talk. Is there anything in particular during the meal that you guys wish to ask him?
You could ask him about if he's heard of any of the recent deaths.
Which
Not
okay.
What deaths would those be, sir?
Who is this guy? He's the head guy of the Merchants Guilds, all of them.
He runs the Dow.
Yeah.
How the fuck did we end up in this position?
We
I
have
ask questions.
we have a middle class person that's acting quite high and mighty, and the nobles are
Taking note of the questions I keep asking.
yes.
Right. Fundamentally, you guys have been walking around town asking a lot of questions and causing some disturbances, and it's come to the attention of the Merchants Guild.
Okay.
So this guy has invited you each out, or have invited your group out, to speak to you about whatever information you might have so that business can resume.
Yeah. We can stop
And he
interfering
can,
with
right,
it.
so you guys can stop interfering with the rest of the house business because he's getting reports that says people are meddling.
Yes. Just.
So the CEO of Chrysler has called you out to dinner.
Why should I stop taking tires off from cars in the parking lot?
Yes. But he's done it in a very friendly way. So, is there anything that you guys wish to ask him throughout the 3-hour dinner?
Is there any? I mean, how do you want to ask this? But is there any bad blood between the different houses that's bubbling up right now? Because warehouse manager gets a throat slit an hour after talking to us.
Yeah.
I'll
So-
leave that to you.
So we were just informed that a gentleman we actually spoke to, Albus, the warehouse manager for Steinberg, that Brenner. Yeah.
Steinhager.
Steinhager.
See, about 5 sessions from now, when we're done with this chapter and have
I'll
left
get it
this
right.
town, he'll start remembering every single detail.
Every single one.
Until then, he will not be able to get Steinhager right.
But I almost feel as if our inquisition, our questions, may have caused his demise, and I'm worried that that the other people that we spoke with may be in danger as well. And while we're more than happy, especially with your generous donation to us to appease our honor side and giving us wonderful dinner, we don't want any deaths on our hands, obviously. So to quash the investigating that we were doing, that absolutely took your means absolutely reached that. But the worry is that someone is going around murdering people. I would hate to think that your life might be in danger as well because of having dinner with us.
Well, I seriously doubt that my life is in danger, and no offense to your group, but I seriously doubt that your influence is at the level that anybody would care as far as who you're talking to and what you're doing. Bogenhaven itself runs very smoothly, generally doesn't have much issue, other than perhaps a minor issue with the thieves guilds and the occasional lost product. We don't generally have much problems. The merchant guilds keep things under control, trade flows, and as long as that works fine, the nobility doesn't have any issue with our maintenance and our independence from the larger Reich.
I disagree with you. I think you currently are having a serious problem within this city if a couple of people from outside the town within 2 days have gotten the attention of the Merchants Guild. We've noticed several murders, one of which today was an hour after we spoke with somebody. You have a perfect opportunity.
It's Boulder.
You have a perfect opportunity to hire some outsiders that will not fall back on you in regards to the houses fighting each other or anything like that. And we're outside of your internal politics. We can be an investigative force for you to help lock down some of these elements within your city. For instance, who's going around ripping people's throats out?
Well,
Why-
that's obviously a matter for the watch. Such
no,
police
it's not.
matters.
It's a matter for you. It's a matter for you if you're starting to have problems with
Well,
your
that's-
staff being killed,
That's what I'm saying.
unrest within the city.
We are not having a problem. I mean,
The evidence proves otherwise.
I mean, obviously the situation is with poor Anton is unfortunate, but it doesn't impact our business dealings or the Steinhager businesses. I'm sure by tomorrow they'll have another warehouse watchman.
Who buys your products?
The dwarves in the mountains and Altdorf to the north, for the most part.
Do the people in the city not buy your products?
No, most of the merchant houses. This is Bogenhav is more of trade and manufacture, and then we ship our goods and export them throughout the area. I mean, there are certainly some in this area that buy them.
Who works in your warehouses?
The Stevedores Guild.
Okay. Now, who does the Stevedores Guild hire?
I don't know. That's a different branch. We don't.
While I understand that it's far beneath your station to deal with people at that level, if those people at that level start being murdered, they start panicking, disease starts going through your city, you're going to have a hard time trading because there's not going to be stevedores to work your warehouses.
I certainly would agree. If there was a significant threat along those lines, yes. But from what I have heard, the only significant crime that you've at least told me of is that Anton was killed today. What other situations have you encountered that would lead me to believe there's a greater threat?
Do we tell him about the other thing?
I was wanting to do that at the beginning of the conversation. I want to read his facial expressions and stuff like that. See if he's holding back on some stuff.
Okay. Do you have
or
skills for
why.
that?
I have
I'll get to it.
intuition.
If you feel like
Okay.
you have something to say,
Yeah.
But
Jump into the conversation. The intent is this is over a lengthy dinner, so it's not necessarily just a direct dialogue. He's not stopping to eat and doing this. It's
We're
over
gonna
the course. You guys are asking different questions. He's asking questions and so forth. And
we're going to inform him of the witch hunter and the witch hunter's unfortunate demise, or the bounty hunter.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. We don't tell him the exact detail how we were involved.
you were being hunted by a witch hunter.
See, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I would never have said that.
Okay.
I would have avoided giving that detail.
Okay. What are you going to tell him then?
We were also following an investigative thread on potential corruption within the city, and we bumped paths with a witch hunter, and whom we sadly experienced his demise almost immediately after it happened. And
You saw what killed him?
we did not. That's what I'm saying. Almost immediately.
Okay.
It happened moments before we got there, and it was quite the brutal murder. And we're starting to notice a trend within the city of things like this. We've found now, from a GM's perspective, world building. People at this level would know of chaos, corruption within the world, correct? Okay.
It's a common thread or common threat and
Okay.
fear.
I will explain to him also how we found corruption within the sewers and
what
corruption within. I'm a fucking Sigmarite priest. I don't care.
what corruption within the sewer did you find? The report I saw from the town watch said you had reported the existence of a temple, but when they investigated, there were no signs of it.
And that's a problem. We found the temple. We absolutely found the temple, but it was cleared out.
Well,
by the time
I
we got
understand, but you're asking me to change guild policy and approach.
back. We're not asking
without-
for anything of that sort. We're asking for information from you so that we can continue our investigation.
Well, what information do you wish?
Do you know much about any local myths or mythos?
There's many stories about Bogenhaven, sure.
We want the authority to investigate.
I can't give you that authority. That would come from the town watch.
But you have influence over the town watch.
Certainly,
Sure.
certainly. I can put a word in if there's any justification for it.
That's all.
But other than some general concepts and conspiracy theories, I haven't heard of any actual proof.
So earlier tonight, you mentioned the Thieves Guild. And sometimes having shipments come up missing and
Correct,
things.
yes.
I mean, and I understand it's part of business. But are you in the mindset that you would obviously prefer if the Thieves Guild didn't exist? Or do you
No.
find it as a necessary evil?
The crooked fingers admittedly serves a purpose. They manage and maintain the status quo. They certainly skim off the top. That's built into our prices. We understand that as a certain amount of loss.
Sure.
The crooked fingers understands that they have certain parameters to operate within. If they expand or extend past that, they've always been able to maintain the status quo. We've never had a need to see any reason to change that.
No, as long as you have that.
If we were to move against the Thieves Guild, the Crooked Fingers, another organization, likely less controlled, would step into its place. They make some coin, we make some coin, everybody profits at the end.
And keeping systems running smoothly is preferred.
Yes, the Merchants Guild is all about efficiency and containing any problems.
So, we understand that with what the Watch has told you, that there was no Chaos Temple, but we've actually seen it with our own eyes, and I understand if you don't necessarily need to believe that or not. While we obviously will stop searching for the goblin and messing with the warehouses and whatnot, is there any significant reason you wouldn't want us to go attempt to find issues like that in the city? I mean, that's obviously his purpose.
If there is signs of corruption and so forth, I encourage you to seek them out and bring them to light. By all means, that's the duty of all members of the Empire.
If we're able to find that, obviously we would go to the Watch as well. But with the slow return time of the Watch, do you believe it would be more beneficial if we brought the information to light to you, or to one of the other associates, that you could turn to the Watch, and maybe the Watch would put more effort into what we find?
I can certainly speak to the Watch. Bogenhaven is led by a council of the guilds, and we can certainly put in a good word or a recommendation. But ultimately, the town watch is chartered with maintaining the peace and rooting out corruption, crime, etc. They're the ones that can deputize or authorize people to do investigations, can reward any such things, can contract with witch hunters if necessary, etc. The guild is here to purely make money and keep the economy running. We don't have any law enforcement rights or capabilities. That's not part of our charter, and has never really been any such interest. As long as law is maintained, the guild operates, and we maintain our profit line.
I do feel that your obvious stance in society would be very beneficial. So if we do find anything of that nature,
Okay.
We may bring it to you first, so the watch can possibly have a more needed interest in finding it as well.
Okay. You were inquiring about myths and legends about Bogenhaven?
Yes.
Any in particular that you're interested in?
Yes. Is there a myth about some sort of creature, like, say, a lichen of the sort?
A lichen? Like a moss?
That's what I was thinking too.
Exactly.
Lycanthrope.
Lycanthrope. Like a werewolf.
Yes.
There hasn't been any werewolves reported in these regions for quite some time. Sylvania, as I understand, occasionally has werewolves and lycanthropes and so forth, but I haven't seen any such things in this area.
These kills, they're smart. They seem to be smart enough to be able to have some sort of sentience behind them, but they're also brutal and seem like they're from claws. Do you know of any
What
creature that
what
was-
things?
Huh?
What
The
things?
deaths.
The deaths of Anton?
No, from the bodies we found and the way the witch hunter was killed.
Which bodies have you found? The group hasn't informed them of anything other than Anton is dead
Okay.
and
The way
the witch hunter.
The way Anton was killed and the way the witch hunter
Uh huh.
was killed, it seems like they are the same creature, but the way
Oh.
Anton was killed seems like the creature had some sort of sentience behind its malevolence.
I don't know anything of any sentient monsters. I mean, there is the fabled bogan creature that lives in the river. Never been any confirmed sightings of it, but people attribute sunken boats and lost cargo occasionally to it.
What do you know?
There's occasionally stories of crocodiles I've heard in the sewers.
Does this guy? Does he took some of the check marks for a vampire? Is he
This
super
guy?
Pale?
No.
They're gonna have
No.
to
He's a
swim.
normal looking human. Then.
Yeah, looks fairly normal.
Okay.
Any myths about a creature that would be incredibly brutal, but has a large creature with a large clawed creature
You're so
that
flattering.
can travel.
Do you want to ask
I'm like,
A large clawed creature that travels what?
any houses being unusual of the lake?
throughout the city. That can travel throughout the city stealthily.
And use that to bridge on.
No,
Hey, do you know about this big bad end guy? Can you give me information on it?
no. I've never heard of any stories of large monsters with claws that roam the city. I mean, there's always the criminal element in any large town. I won't deny that Bogenhaven has its sinister elements, but there are no creatures that I've ever heard of or seen in the city. There's never been any rumors along those lines.
I hear Kislev's nice during this time of day, the time of year.
The problem we seem to be encountering is they're not clean kills. The witch hunter was ripped to shreds,
Okay. And what has the town watch said about these deaths?
Is the town watch the problem here?
we don't know.
But
We haven't.
they were
gone to
accidents
them first.
and
We haven't gone to them yet.
Okay.
misfortune, because most of them
Town
are
watches
are
drunk.
paupers,
We
are
don't
the
wanna
poor.
be
So no
suspects.
one necessarily looks
Town
into
watch is
them.
drunk except for the
Okay.
harbor area.
That's valid. And but these particular cases you're talking to, have you spoken to the town watch, to the captain of the guard?
No, we haven't. We have not.
Okay. I mean,
we
if,
should,
be,
yeah.
before you make claims,
Yes.
I would highly suggest speaking to him. Again, to my knowledge, there is nothing sinister within Bogenhaven.
Was that red herring?
The things are, I mean, like I said, people die, certainly. That it happens in any large city in the empire. Could there be corruption? Potentially, but I've never seen any signs of it. The city is prosperous, trade is going well. As long as that maintains, I see no reason to disrupt the status. My interest is purely in the sense that, or reporting I've gotten from a few of the other guild masters. Tugan, for one, came to me and commented that you guys were investigating, and some, not necessarily annoyance, but more discomfort from the guilds that outsiders were looking into their business. And if there's anything I can answer regarding the operation of the town or any of the groups or guilds, I'd be happy to explain.
And you've been head for a while, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So one of the questions we did notice, the magistrate is currently sick. I didn't know. If
Oh
you were
yes,
aware
yes.
of that.
I've heard that the magistrate came ill a few days ago.
Yes, and we've been doing research as well as investigation. When we saw him, our healer attempted to heal along with one of the physician guild, but with no avail. And our research has come across the fact that might be the same sickness that took Tugin's older brother. The description is very similar between the two.
That's an interesting conclusion. Have you compared that? Have you shared that with the Physicians Guild?
No, actually, that was we went to the Mourners Guild today, and earlier today to speak. But that was
Okay.
just to see the body of Ant. Once we found out about Albus, obviously we had just spoken to him. We wanted him.
Albus?
No, Albus. Sorry, wrong world. Anton Dougal. Albus Dumbledore. Yes.
When I heard that Albus had died.
Copyright.
Copyright strike.
Yes.
Okay. So no, I would strongly suggest speaking to the Physicians Guild and sharing that information. That may help them in their investigation. From my understanding of my reports, the Physicians Guild is at a loss as to what disease is striking the magistrate, and he's not expected to live more than a couple of days with the progression that he's currently having.
Yes, and that was one of the other things that we were working on, was attempting to help him, because he did give us a chance to redeem ourselves early on, and when we came into the city, and we appreciate that. So,
on him.
Okay.
Makes him happy.
but other than that, this has been a great dinner, and
Has the Tugan family recently took up more endeavors into investments as of late?
In more investments? No. I mean, the Steinhagers have been very active as far as the city. They, ever since Tugan took over a couple of years ago, their capabilities have significantly improved, but their investments are nothing more than anything else. The Merchants Guild really controls investments, and the various guilds work together as a cooperative in order to drive things.
I didn't know if they were expanding more or whatever.
I mean, for the most part, they're all part of the Ordo Septenarius, and how that operates, working together for the common good.
Don't mess with them. Just let them be.
So
and there's not. I mean, all the guilds work more like spokes in a wheel than pushing against each other. They compete, but they work to help build each other.
Correct.
So it's more of a co-op instead.
The Septenarius works to make sure that all the guilds are working in alignment for the greater benefit of each of the guilds.
Gotcha.
I won't say the greater good, because obviously it's a business.
Right.
But we exist to help each other and drive the different things. The Septenarius members are drawn from the various merchant families themselves. We have 42 members across the various guilds, and then an inner council of 7 that really dictates and drives the various efforts. Our goal is to reap the greatest profit for everybody. In exchange, we make donations to the temple. We fund the soup kitchen in the pit, and help the Temple of Shalya with various goods.
All very noble deeds.
The other significant murder was actually in the pit from the Temple of Shalya. The priestess was actually murdered in a very similar way.
Yes, I heard that was very unfortunate too. From what I understood, she was out late at night. At least the town watch reported that she had been slain by one of the many riffraff in the pit.
And that's horrible, but for a person that had done so much for that group of people, to
Yes.
have it turn on her for that same
We are eagerly looking forward to the replacement priestess from Altdorf, scheduled to arrive in a couple of weeks.
Can I use gossip to see if he's bullshitting?
It's intuition.
Intuition.
So during this time,
Feel right.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought so
during
at the
the
beginning of
time
the
after they're
conversation.
done with all their stuff,
I
you
don't
said,
Being way too dismissive.
Yes.
can I just take my turn while they're in the
Sure.
dinner after
Sure.
they're done with this? Okay.
Okay.
While during their dinner.
What are you doing while they're in the dinner?
I was gonna see if I could try and alert like a member of
Of the group?
the Thieves Guild.
So you're gonna go back to the Thieves Guild?
No.
Is this John Wick? You just
I was
grab a random stranger off the street.
I
and
was-
it turns out
Do
to
you
be an
have
assassin?
secret signs or any such thieving training?
I know, but I was gonna see if I could recall something that I might have saw
Like, he's actually
while
a
walking
master
through the roads.
No. You have no training with that. That's fundamentally that's what Andy had spotted previously, where he saw various graffiti, and in Warhammer there's a language, secret signs, which is taught only to thieves to be able to recognize hidden symbols in the town towards safe houses or contacts or thieves guilds, etc. If you had somebody that was actually trained in that, you'd know very easily whether this really was the thieves guild or something else.
Yeah.
But nobody has that background. You know there's a thieves guild and whatever beliefs you guys have, yes, but you couldn't identify a thief on the street from anybody else.
All right. Could I?
Unless I say I'm a thief, which would be silly.
Just every.
Or Rain and Rain walk by.
I'll wait and see if I notice anybody walking by during the dinner that I might be able to.
You don't recognize anybody? There's lots of people walking by, but they're all upper level people.
Okay.
Okay?
This guy is not very helpful at all.
Well, I feel like definitely the guard.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely a direction we can go. We've been there multiple times and haven't stuck around long enough to ask the people who have been picking up the bodies.
Well, we've been dismissed each time.
Yeah, that's been the problem, is they didn't want to talk to us. But can you put in a good word with the town guard so they'll actually share some information with us?
Certainly. Yeah, I'll reach out to them tomorrow and see what contacts I can make for you.
A legit audience with the captain would be nice.
Sure. I understand that.
All right. Well, this has been a very lovely meal. Thank you for your time.
Okay?
I'm gonna look around before we go, see if anyone I recognize from the.
The place is too dark.
Real quick.
Other than you guys around the candles on the table, like I said, the rest of the place is designed to feel very intimate as far as it's a dark room and the only light is around your table. So there are tables around, but the atmosphere is such it's very difficult to. It feels like you're alone in this big room, even though you know there's other people
Is there
around.
a dance floor?
No.
Ooh. Man, I was gonna make a scene.
You could make one.
Yeah.
I was gonna go out
If you're a dancer, there's always a dance floor.
That's true.
It's like no one's watching.
So,
With tequila, there's always a dance floor.
anyways, I as the dinner's starting to wrap up, he says, I do appreciate your having the conversation with me. It's glad to get this off out in the open. I do ask for discretion. As I mentioned, the Ordo Septenarius is a beneficial organization trying to guide the guilds. Membership in it are town councilors like myself, and other people in a position to stand for office if they choose. Given that level of influence, there's a natural inclination for accusations of bias, bribery, etc. And I would hate to see the charitable operations that we engage in be affected in any way along those lines.
Well, won't our very presence this evening cause you problems?
Oh no, I eat dinner here most nights.
I'm gonna pack up leftovers.
Sure, but the rest of us look, even through our best efforts,
Oh,
out of place.
from the reports I've been hearing, you guys have made plenty of noise yourselves already.
Yeah.
Thus the reason for our dinner. I simply ask you to be discretionary in your operations. If you continue to view additional threats or conspiracies, by all means, investigate, report back to me if you find anything, or report to the town guard.
Will we be
I will.
compensated?
I can offer no compensation along those lines
Town
because
guard does. He already
Yes.
mentioned that.
ultimately, I don't believe you have any real
Right.
substance here. But if you feel you do, I encourage you to keep searching.
Now, if we were to get invitations, so say Tugan were to invite me again to his home, that would be acceptable as long as it wasn't me pursuing the guild members themselves.
The report that I got was that Tugan had invited you, certainly,
Yes.
and based on his response, his feelings, his impression of you, he reached out to me to say, hey, there's people that are interfering with business in the town. I've gotten similar reports from some of the other guild masters.
That's your
mess up.
All we've been doing is asking questions.
Yeah.
We haven't
But
even
absolutely, I just want to make sure
Right.
it was still acceptable for me to, if say I were to get an invitation.
You're free to
Called
inter-
exaggeration.
You're free to interact as you wish.
But I understand
Each
the
guild
thoughts
has
of
their dark
bribery
side,
and whatnot.
and they don't want it exposed.
You said you
Two
did a
good
good
ones are still
impression on doing it.
did.
Yeah.
So that's where I think we should start. With.
So after a
Letters.
overly fancy, overly sweet 7th course dessert, and a round of high-priced brandy for each of you, he bids you farewell and heads out. It's shortly after about 10:20 or so.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice
I want to
warm
run back
brandy.
and change clothes. Because these are.
Because you ate way too much?
Well, they're clothes. I need to
Walk it out,
buy
let our belts out.
Yeah. And he backed up all the leftovers. Love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna package the brandy
Okay.
later.
Okay. Yeah, the doorman,
Good ride.
Watches us walk.
yeah, looks down his nose a little bit at you taking all the food, but yeah, you got at least another day or two worth of high quality food before it goes bad.
They can look down on me all they want. I'm taking the food.
where's the fisherman?
He's out across
I'm
the way.
sitting right on the bench.
Yeah,
where I left.
you go out there. He's still sitting out there.
I thought you
So
It's a.
I'll say, or go ahead. Ben.
Oh, well, no, it's not that.
It's important enough. Go ahead.
Okay. Assuming that's it for like the Warhammer night, I'm gonna go back to tavern, shiny up my armor for another meeting tomorrow.
For another meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, who are you going to meet with the next day?
The town guard general captain.
Oh, okay, in preparation to meet them.
Yeah.
So you're gonna head back to the hotel.
For my
The-
personal business.
Okay.
And group business.
Well, I think the overall plan with the group was we were going to go over to the pit and investigate crimes in the night and probably get ourselves killed.
Try to figure out who killed the.
You can do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, try to who killed the priestess.
Yeah, but we need to go change first because
Yeah, not in
these clothes are way too expensive to get blood on them.
Yep, and I gotta get my armor from the.
And
tavern.
Carter a French fry dipped in chocolate with chocolate syrup on it.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
I give you back.
Okay, so you guys are heading back to the Wandering Griffin
Yeah.
in preparation. The streets at this point are fairly empty. Nothing but the strong greenish glow from the moon above. Moorsleep is full, and even larger than it was the previous night.
Warhammer's over the shoulder, ready to go.
The
This is
skull
going back to
face
the Torah.
that a couple of you commented you could sort of make out
It's legit.
is legit clear. You basically look at it and that's all you can see.
Why are you going Master Majora with this?
In
It's gonna fall on us.
it seems to you're walking back towards your tavern. The moon is not only seems large, but it's sort of hanging on the horizon, like just over the edge of the town. Okay, smiling down on the town, and in pools, puddles, glass reflections, etc. It's almost like it's even closer in the reflection.
Yep.
Okay.
It's definitely getting that feeling we're being watched.
Yes, you
All the
continue
time.
to get that. As the night progresses, the face seems to grin, almost like the smile is turning into a bigger grin. And once or twice, you hear or you see out of the corner of your eye, it almost looks like the face has a huge green tongue that licks its lips. As soon as you turn to look at it, there's nothing there. But out of the corner of your eye, it looks like there's something moving on the moon.
No,
Can I
no,
suggest
no, no,
you
no.
not cast anything right now?
I'm gonna check winds of magic.
Yeah, winds of magic seem particularly potent at this point.
Cast some really big spells.
Yes.
I cast my
Go
AoE.
big or go home.
Particularly strong and chaotic.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make an effort to walk behind him.
Okay.
So
Not if I
I
walk
was
behind
looking-
you.
when I get his dagger back, can I give him my dagger and keep his?
Roll a dice. On an even, they're similar.
That's an odd.
Okay, they're not similar. You can certainly do that, but he'll notice the difference.
Okay.
Okay. He gives you a different knife back.
Okay, do you like that one better or something?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is. It doesn't cover the
It
fish
is
guts.
pretty.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily have a need for a fancy dagger. I have a fancy everything else.
I'll take
Why don't you
both.
keep both of them?
All right. Now
Okay.
I need a dagger.
I already gave you my other dagger.
You sold it,
I
I
lost
thought.
it.
Sold it.
I lost it and found this bag of money.
Voila!
That's right.
I am now 2 daggers richer.
Player, you don't need the dagger. You need the sword.
So more. So this is third night of more sleep then, and it's bigger, scarier, monstrous. But
Best night to go demon hunting.
you know what? You're right. This is like sewer weather.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We should start in the pit and work our way around. But
Alright.
definitely back to the Wonder Griffin to get out of these fancy
I'm using
clothes.
theology
It's also
Okay.
probably
Okay.
Skaven doing all the
To
killing.
thing
It's probably
Maybe.
honestly that.
into my slight studies I've had. What the impacts on chaos would Morsley be at the moment?
Okay.
Is the
Fit
guard,
that one.
guard office, I guess, open at this hour?
No.
No? Okay.
Actually, I feel by 2.
Okay. Nothing good.
That's obvious.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
If
gonna
you jump high enough, you
ready
can
my
reach
weapon
it.
for anything.
It feels like that.
You're gonna check your weapon for anything?
Ready my weapon for literally
Oh, okay.
anything.
Okay.
I,
So
Dude, I'm literally
I'm
walking
looking
with
at
my Warhammer on my
double
shoulder.
halberds,
Anything that moves
the
dice.
cross pikes.
the cross pikes.
Okay.
wow.
So you guys head back to the tavern, get cleaned up, changed, etc. You immediately leave for the cross pikes. It'll be about 11 o'clock at night by the time you get there.
That's
How about this?
What are the rest of you going to do?
How about this?
Do we have-
What if we sleep, and then very early morning we go to the thing, so then the moon isn't watching us over as much.
I feel like this is the best bet for us to find something in the pit.
Okay.
Do you have the
Guess I'm
icon
using
of
my
purple
halberd.
hands?
Do I have what?
Do you have an icon of
halberd?
purple hands?
What?
What do you need? You don't have a
I,
dagger
I
for
still
real?
can't hear you.
I have an
I
icon
don't
of
have a
purple
dagger. Yeah.
hands.
Icon of the purple hand? No. I don't have a
I
picture.
have a
for it.
halberd.
It looks like a hand in purple.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
thinking
it's
it's
a
like
halberd.
the crooked fingers with a purple hand.
It is defensive. trait,
Crooked
so it
finger
gives me
looks
extra
like
bonus.
a fist with like bent fingers in black on whatever it's posted on.
Did we
Doesn't
find a
seem
hand-
doesn't seem related to it at all.
Didn't we
Yeah.
find a handprint
Where?
on a dude? I felt like we did.
We did. It
Yeah,
was the
that
guys that
was-
tried to
yeah.
murder us back in the thing, and I stayed
Yeah.
back, and before I could jump them, they got hit by crossbow bolts in the chest.
Were they similar
And
handprints?
Make sure it's nice and fit for.
it's-
Yes.
The
meeting
witch
with
hunter
the
also was
contact
part of-
and then go sleep.
thought the
Okay.
witch hunter was there to get part of the purple hand. That looked like the guy that looked like him. They said was the head of it.
What?
We gotta call it soon.
I know. So he's going to sleep. You're going to the cross pikes. Where are the 4 of you going?
Pit.
Hit.
I'm
You're all
changing-
going to
I'm
the pit?
Changing clothes, grab
Right.
my gear,
Yeah.
and then we're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking my typical
I'm gonna come
adventure
with
pack,
Okay.
I'll go with them.
lanterns and all
I
that
wouldn't
shit.
lean in the chair.
Okay. So can you give me maybe 15 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys head to the pit. Maybe 11:30 at night by the time you guys get there. Walking under the gaze of the moon
No.
for extended periods. Give me a.
Once you said walking under the gaze of the moon, it's like, no.
You are what we call dead.
Oh.
That is why you should
As
be a
soon as I
janitor.
can find
You
it.
are what I call a traitor.
A cool check?
You don't know that.
Give me a.
It's either cool or endurance with corruption. Depending if it's physical.
Oh god, you only have 1 point left.
No, I have 2. No, I have -1.
Okay. Give me a. Endurance or cool test.
Cool I should have knocked out.
Your choice.
I haven't seen a single point
Aha!
of damage.
Succeeded. Aha!
Bad feels good
Oh,
about
I'm
something
using
for
a
once.
fortune point. I got double 88.
Okay.
That's the chaos number too.
You explode on sight.
Dude,
That's two times in a
Successful.
row.
Okay.
2 games I've gotten that number.
okay,
You
that.
explode
that
on
too.
sight.
What's the? Is it
76.
single digit that's crit? So
Yes.
10 and under.
Doubles is a crit.
Doubles is
Or
crit.
1 through 5.
Okay.
Or 96 to 100 is a bad one.
Okay. So I
Or
succeeded.
6 success levels.
Okay, I succeeded by 4.
Okay, so you succeeded well, but it's
Yeah.
not a crit.
Yeah,
Failed by
I rolled
2.
a 7.
Failed by 2.
I succeeded by 2.
Succeed by 2.
Succeed by 2.
Okay. So, walking across the streets, empty streets, low fog coming in from the river, green glow to everything, and Morsley peeking at you from every corner. By the time you reach the pits, you have this growing sensation that something's watching you, like watching you specifically, not just watching the town. And you've developed a nervous twitch, effectively meaning +1 point of corruption.
Oh god, shit.
Yeah, I am so glad.
What's my threshold?
Your endurance plus willpower bonuses.
He's walking too.
He went just to the pikes.
bar.
Yeah, he went a
We're
lot
on the same
shorter.
outside.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna have fun.
Okay.
I can
Oh,
take
shit,
3 more
seriously?
points of
Yeah.
corruption.
So you guys head to the pit. You guys have crossed the river now on the pits. When the rivermen get you to the other side, the ferryman, he says, you guys got maybe an hour or so, and then I'm closing up for the night. If you want to head back, otherwise you're going to be swimming.
All right.
So
We got spent.
you guys got about an hour unless you want to sleep overnight at the pits.
Okay. Or stay away
Is there
from
someplace
fighting
in the pits you
Ah,
suggest?
no.
I knew.
No,
Okay,
I'd suggest be back within the hour.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I can ferry you back, but that's about it for the night.
What if we slide you a little coin to stay longer?
I'm not staying out this night.
Do not blame you.
No. the bogan serpent's going to get me otherwise.
Give him your
River
religious
Kraken.
book.
Yeah.
To give him the boast's courage to stay an extra hour.
I'll throw you overboard.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do here in the pit?
I want to.
Hide from the moon.
I don't want to hide. Who would want-
There's nowhere to hide from the moon in the pit. It's a squalid ruin
It's like
where the poor live because there's nowhere else to live.
it's like
Do
an
we want to
asteroid
be in
crater.
here like gangbusters with lanterns lit and walking down the middle of the street?
No, we want to hang out in the shadows and hope something happens that
We can stay.
stop.
Okay, you're trying to stake it out in case somebody gets murdered.
So I want to move back to the edges with
That's good.
cardboard box, all
Black
that
cloak
kind of
and
stuff.
everything. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just
So the four of you get sneaky, hide in the shadows, waiting for somebody to get murdered.
well,
Yes.
or to stop somebody from getting murdered.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
that's the plan.
We'll assume that.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, if
Not
they
murder
end up dead, dibs on the wood.
They're homeless.
They're homeless. They don't have much.
Enjoy their squalor.
than nothing.
Unless they have plans to become a war priest.
Right.
That was dark.
Okay, so the four of you give me your choice of a endurance or cool test.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you.
3 successes.
Okay.
I'm really good at cool.
So
Whoa.
that was.
So
That's what I rolled.
4 successful.
Spending it.
12 blows.
No corruption for me.
Okay, you're gonna re-roll.
4 successful.
There you go, I succeeded by 2.
Okay.
4 success levels and a critical. That's a 2.
Okay. So everybody got 2 or more.
Yep.
Okay. So you managed to stay in the shadows enough that more sleep doesn't seem to affect any of you any further, at
He's
least.
still licking his lips up there.
He is still licking his lips. After about an hour, you've seen no sign of anybody getting grabbed, killed, attacked. Most of the people seem to be pretty much hunkered down in whatever tent or hovel they have. You do hear the occasional scream, not from fear, but just from night terrors type stuff. Nothing unusual that necessarily attracts you or thinks along the lines of what you guys are aiming for. So the question is, do you want to stay here for the rest of the night, or do you want to make it back to the boat to get back?
Every hour we're gonna have to make checks.
With that?
We're gonna get corrupted as a motherfucker by the time the
I'm
night's
gonna
over.
stay regardless.
Oh my god.
Okay,
If
question.
anybody leaves,
Okay.
they leave.
How much corruption do we naturally get rid of?
You don't.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There is no natural recovery of corruption. Once you are corrupted, you are corrupted.
We spent 24 hours of service with the church. We got rid of one.
Right.
Okay.
There
So
are
I
ways
did
to
get rid of
atone.
No, you already erased that one.
You already have.
I couldn't have.
Yes.
Because I was at max corruption.
Yeah.
So,
Your max corruption isn't that high.
I have
Now,
6
it doesn't kill you when you do that. You just mutate.
And you got a big armor to hide your mutations on.
How do I have more corruption resistance than you do?
Because it's based off.
Because
of
he was a
different
poor
stats.
priest. So he's staying. He says, "I'm gonna tough it out."
Oh, I
It's-
also
it's-
got pure soul, so that might matter.
Oh yeah, I got pure soul too.
Okay. I think that gives you 1 extra point.
No, it allows you to resist one source of corruption once.
Okay. So you got about 6 hours till sunrise.
Oh.
I gotta get on the boat.
I understand.
I gotta get on the boat.
I have to have answers for.
I
our
understand,
friends.
but I gotta get on that boat.
Collect the
Yeah.
I
daggers.
gotta
Well,
spend like 2
and-
weeks in the church.
No, and the idea here is
Yeah.
corruption is partially dark influence, but it's also the innate fear of the unknown. Okay, by the fact that you guys are partially corrupted, your soul is already slightly nervous around bad things. Okay, so you saying I got to get to the boat is effectively saying, yeah, I'm too scared. I can't be out here.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to admit that.
Well, then come up with whatever reason you want to tell them, but that's mechanically what it's representing.
We can read about the stories in books. They can't.
They
So
can't.
that's why they're staying out here. You see,
guys
we
can-
could read stories about this, about it.
Here's our problem with this plan, right? I understand the intent of what you're trying to do, but some innocent is going to have to suffer as a result of our plan. And I'm not okay with that. We don't know that this happens every night.
You're right.
So we are losing sleep. We are
And it happens during the day
exposing
sometimes.
our soul to the corrupting influence of what's the
More
name?
sleep.
More sleep. It's not worth it. Let's go back. Let's rest for the evening, and we'll come back during the day and actually investigate proper. We have yet to be here during the day.
Well, see, and that's a great idea. You guys come back during the day. I'll keep watch tonight.
Just leave him. We'll pick up his.
I have no corruption. at all.
He's
Zero.
not. He's
I
not
have
scared
zero
of
corruption, and I have pure soul.
He's not scared one bit.
No, like this is that green thing up
But
there.
you'll be left alone.
How about this?
That's all right. Only for a few hours now. Before it would have been the
Sailor's
entire
gonna
night.
get him.
I mean, I absolutely.
That's what I was thinking.
Guys, just leave him. We can pick up his money.
I totally understand though. Like you guys being fresh during the day.
It's okay.
No, this is a
with your research.
ridiculous plan because you are obviously wealthy.
Oh, absolutely. But
He's worried about
but
that.
I'm,
You're in
but
a
I'm,
slum
Right.
full of people who are starving to death and dying from disease.
they're sleeping.
No, they're not.
They
you
are.
can hear
And
that they're
night,
not.
Night terrors and sleep. They're good.
You are the night terror.
It would be foolish of you to stay here by yourself.
Well, I never said I wasn't a
Scared
foolish
boy.
man.
It's okay. Let the sailor get him at night.
He's trying to prevent me from stealing his stuff.
No.
I'm kidding.
No. This was the plan all along. Was me to come back to the pit, and if they manage to stay for a couple hours, great. And then I will make it till morning. Come back early in the morning. I'm going to cover up with a nice little rag and sit back like I'm a homeless man myself, with my back against the.
I'm going to give him my black cloak
Okay.
because you don't have one, do you?
No, nope.
This is the black cloak I took off the thieves at the castle.
It goes by the name Holocaust Cloak.
Yes. If only they had a holocaust. The fees.
I'll give you my black cloak
Okay.
to help you conceal yourself.
Alright. I'll muddy it up a
We
little
cannot
bit.
stay out here.
Correct.
So,
He's
so
halfway
are you
back
coming
already.
back first thing in the morning? Are you coming back
You
first thing
guys
in
have
the
been
morning, or are
talking
you
for
doing
half an
your
hour. We're already
research?
back at the tavern.
It's been 5 minutes.
Or are you going to research in the morning?
Yeah, we'll come back. But dude, you staying out here is a terrible idea. A terrible idea.
It's a death trap.
Just let him do it. He's not.
I'm going to hand my gold
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
From a trustworthy. You ready?
You're handing your
Yeah.
gold to the guy who started out with 1 copper.
We could get so rich.
You ready? Ready? 8 gold,
Okay.
65 silver, and if I'm not mistaken, 32 brass.
How do you have so much?
I've been wealthy to begin with, and he let me stop paying
You
for
wanna
food
stay at the
the
Golden
last
Trout?
time that
Hey,
so
Pat.
I went back.
Want to stay at the Golden Trout tonight?
The worst part is he doesn't have a whole lot more gold than I do.
No, because I've been
Yeah,
coughing
you're
up
spending
cash,
it all.
man.
Yeah.
I've
Okay,
been
so you,
using
so you
your
give
money.
them the cash.
I give him
You're
my
keeping
cash.
everything else.
I'm keeping everything else.
Okay. So, you guys going to leave him here on his own? The three of you?
Money.
Hey, do you
Now that he's held the
Do you have a
valuables
will?
over, yeah.
have a will?
No, you still
yet?
got other valuables.
Do you have a will?
This is just a terrible
Yes.
idea.
Yes, it is.
He's not going to
But
change.
we can't stay.
Who's it all go to?
But I understand.
Stay. We'll just get goat legs.
Yeah, I'm not going to risk that.
I don't blame
I
you.
can jump.
I'm not going to. No, the holy priest is not going to expose himself
Okay,
to corruption.
so the three of you head back to the boat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. They bid farewell to you. Head back to the
where are
boat.
you at?
He stayed at he stayed
And
he
you're with him?
no, he's at the cross pike.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Just
okay.
the three of you.
Yeah.
So you guys head back. Now, by the time you get, I assume you're going back to the Wandering Griffin? Okay. By the time you guys get back to the Wandering Griffin, all four of you give me another roll.
I can't believe this.
Oh! Ah!
You're one.
I saw
No!
fortunes.
No! Okay.
Failure by 0.
I gotta use a fortune.
Well, like I said, if you don't have fortune, you can use your pure soul, and it just passes one
I don't
test.
have pure soul.
Success by 4.
Success by 4.
I'm pretty
How many?
full,
What
actually.
successes did you get?
0.
0.
Failure
One
by
success?
0.
1 success.
Failure by 0.
Yeah, I went through the failure by 0.
Failure by 0. Okay. So all three of you get 1 point of corruption.
Okay.
Oh,
And,
there
and
goes your
so
charity.
it begins.
Okay, so that is my first point of corruption.
Yeah, all you do is mark
So it
1
was-
point of corruption.
And
You, as soon as you pass your limit is subtracted from your corruption.
There's a chance it gets subtracted.
Well, right, it's a chance, and then you get other fun things.
Like mutation.
how do we know our limit of corruption?
Your toughness bonus plus willpower bonus.
You know, actually getting mutations might be fun.
They can be beneficial. They
Okay.
will all
I still
lead
have
to
one
your
more.
death when discovered.
Still have one
Yeah.
more.
It'd be fun.
Plus my
My willpower is really high.
So you guys are back at the Wandering Griffin. It's maybe 1:30 or so at night. You guys staying in for the rest of the night?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we'll skip over to you. Go ahead and give me 5 more consecutive rolls.
Oh, Jesus. That is a 1 failure,
So it's plus 1.
and I'll
Okay.
use my pure soul.
Okay, so that one doesn't count.
Okay.
So second one?
That's 2 failures.
That's 1.
Nope, that's 1 failure. 1 failure. Endurance as well, right?
It's
Or
either cool or endurance.
So endurance is higher, so I should have been using that the whole time. But
Okay, so it's a
one failure.
okay. So that's 1 point of corruption. Third roll.
1
It
corruption point.
is 69.
No,
You're gonna get
Do you not have
corrupted.
any?
You find
used all
companionship.
your rerolls, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't rerolling. So that's 2 more points of corruption or 1?
It's
low
1 if you
fortune.
fail.
Yeah.
So
okay.
2.
Yeah.
I have
So
five.
fourth roll.
I've got 3 corruption right now.
Yep. Fourth roll.
How many?
Is a 34, which is a 1 success.
That's a point of corruption.
Oh.
It's 2 successes.
And the last one.
Moderate corruption
And
plus 2.
29 is 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. So only the 4 points
of
total.
corruption. Okay.
Only the 4
That's
points.
fine. Whatever.
Okay. So the morning dawns
Yeah.
with a chilly breeze as you shiver a bit under the cloak that's covered in mud and not mildew, but morning dew and so forth. The city starts to wake back up, and you seem more capable given the warmth of the sun hitting you at this point. Doesn't recover any of your corruption, but you can at least start making your way back.
Gotcha.
The rest of you are back at. I assume you stayed at the Thieves Guild for the night for a while, and then went back to the Wandering Griffin.
I know,
Okay.
someone
I was
made
gonna
us
have
stop.
conversation and such.
Okay.
Go ahead. If you-
Anything specific?
Well, I was gonna present the dagger of the duelist to him?
It's a dagger.
That's what you wanted, right?
No. You know that rapier the duelist used? That's his weapon.
It's a man gouge.
Oh,
Man
Sword
gouge.
breaker, I
Sword
mean.
breaker.
Sword rapier, yeah.
you didn't specify that.
This is a butter knife.
I'll let you keep it.
Okay.
I'll get the rapier.
Okay.
You don't gotta worry. But
He
that's
he puts the knife behind the counter.
a good deal.
That's
Okay.
what you find in your neck.
Is there a signal I should know if I need to alert anybody in the Thieves Guild?
No. You managed to get the rapier before nightfall. You bring it back here. We'll take care of you.
You'll take care of me?
Mhm.
Oh, God. In justification, say I come running in here with the rapier and I put it, would you protect me?
I guess it would depend on from who.
Me.
Protect you from you?
Thank you
Oh.
from who?
From various figures.
No. Consider this more of a trial.
Is there any other gear
Your success in this trial may determine your options going forward. Your failure in this will similarly determine some options for you going forward.
And
We are happy you welcome the challenge.
Mulder, stop
do you
it.
have a rapier I could buy from you at the moment?
No? I run a tavern.
I understand that. Do you have one you could loan to me for a small
No.
fee as a rental?
No.
Okay.
I like that red
We're not in the business of renting weapons.
When you mean nightfall, do you mean like
It's a great
as
idea.
night falls, or
Except
just
for when
any
you don't
time
come
during
back.
the
7
night?
p.m. tomorrow is when sunset is.
Yeah, exactly 7 p.m.
Sure.
All right. I guess so.
Okay. You head back to the thing. Okay. Early in the morning, you get up because you're well rested. You went to bed early.
I am very happy about
You
that.
get up, you're having breakfast. Early in the morning, the rest of the group is still sleeping in or hasn't even returned. When the tavern keeper said, "Excuse me, sir, there's a man here to speak to you. It seems like it's rather urgent." You look over, you see Magirius standing by the door. Looks the guildmaster, the guy you had dinner with the previous night. He looks pale and has sweat on his forehead. He's wiping it off. Looks like he's wearing similar, if not the same, robes from last night, and keeps looking over his shoulder out towards the outside on the street.
He's a vampire.
I come over to him and ask him to come sit down with
He
me.
says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can we go somewhere where we won't be overheard?"
Sure.
Okay,
I have all my stuff right.
sure.
Yeah.
Your room's right upstairs.
Yeah. I'll have all my stuff. Have my axe on, hold my axe on my side just in case.
Okay, and take him up towards your room.
Yeah.
Okay. So you lead him into your room. He closes the door quietly behind you, looking nervously out in the hallway, and then turns to you, talking in a whisper. When Tugan came to us from Nuln, he told us that with our help, his sorcery could influence the economy of the Empire. Bogenhaven would become great again, greater even than Marienburg, and we would all become rich beyond our wildest dream. That's why the Ordo Septenarius was established, and the lower ranks are no more than a smokescreen. Everything was going great, according to Tugan's plans, until you guys apparently discovered that temple under the Steinhager offices. I was instructed to reassure you, to make you go away, so that preparations for the ritual to make us all rich could carry on. The ritual will take place tonight. I don't know where yet, but I'm going to get word to you as soon as I can. Okay? Tugan said that a human sacrifice is necessary to prepare the new temple, and that was it. That was too much for me. Nobody said anything about sacrifices. I didn't realize anybody would have to be killed. You got to help me. Going through to the authorities is useless, as Tugan and the inner council control them all. You've got to help me. If you could reach out to your friends, I'll send word this afternoon as soon as I know where the new ceremony is taking place.
Okay.
Okay. He gives you a scroll, which I don't seem to have.
Which you can't read.
He gives you a piece of paper with, you think, writing on it. You're not able to read it because you don't know how to read. And says, I'll contact you as soon as I find the new location. Otherwise, stay here. Don't follow me. I don't want to be seen. Tugan has men everywhere.
We are the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Huh?
Let's go rampaging into it.
That's why we are sailors.
He is the sacrifice.
It's like one of you must be our sacrifice if we push the sailor forward.
Yeah, I have all your information.
Doesn't matter if you get sacrificed.
Yeah.
He's basically giving me all your guys' ID information.
Okay.
Okay. This is what you get, but you can't read it.
I'm not looking at it.
Can't read it, Ben.
Can't read it.
Oh, it's paper.
Yes. So he then hurries off into the street, looking nervously back and forth over his shoulder. And with that, we'll stop for here.
Cool. Give me that.
Does somebody have the weapons list?
He didn't give it to you yet.
About it.
No, I'll put it with my stuff. I won't look at it.
Ben, can I see that weapons list right in front of you guys right
Trust me, this is just sitting in my shit for a week.
now? Make sure that
I can hold on to it. That's the official secretary of the group.
I've got all the paperwork.
And?
Weapons.
so